made this during the pandemic, y'all.
To unleash the full power of the federal government through this effort today, I am officially declaring a national
Let's
emergency.
go.
Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try. Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try.
The curses, the plagues, is it all a dream? The curfew, the troops.
All right, I'm not sure what was going on there. There was some type of feedback going on, but welcome to live. Welcome. All right. Let's do this again. Hello. How is everybody doing? I'm hearing some type of feedback. Shalom, everybody. Shalom. Okay, I'm just checking my sound because there is some type of feedback. Can you hear me, Joelle? You can hear me, right? Are you guys hearing some type of feedback? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Okay, now I can. I'm bringing you in. Let me bring all of you guys in. I'm hearing some type of feedback.
Let everybody put their mic on mute and then let you talk and then see if you still hear the feedback.
All right, hold on. All right, let's try this again. Were you guys hearing some type of feedback, or is it just me?
But we're not hearing the feedback. I'm not hearing the feedback over on my end. But I told you, let everybody put their mics on mute.
Yes, please.
I'm going to put mine on mute now.
All right. Gotcha. Okay, let's try this again. If not, we're just gonna have to come out and come right back in because this is. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Look, this is what happened. right. Okay. Let's try this again. My goodness. I apologize, guys. Pardon me. You guys know I don't do this very often. My husband is the expert here. I'm not. So, all right. So I think we're good. I think we're good. So welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. And you guys see the topic today. Okay. So the topic is, what do Black men need? What do you guys really need from the Black woman? That is the topic today. And what prompted me to talk about this is, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm in these female groups on Facebook, on social media. I mean these woman group, and the things that I see in these groups is just overwhelming to me. The sisters are just off the wall. I don't think women know or understand what brothers want. And that's why we have so many dysfunction and messed up marriages and relationship in the Black community. And so, we're in the middle of a fake stuff, fake pandemic, right? And a lot of women are left out here on their own. All I hear is just complaining. The brothers are complaining. The sisters are complaining. We don't know what we want. Marriages are out of control as far as just being dysfunctional, and a whole bunch of breakups. And so I wanted to bring brothers, single brothers, specifically single men, on, so they can tell us what it is. Okay, I'm gonna mute. I don't know what's going on in the background there, but I'm gonna mute. Okay, what is it that men want? So I don't have any sisters that I'm bringing on today. I'm only bringing men on today because I want the sisters to sit back and relax and listen. Sisters, listening is an art. It's an art. And I want sisters to sit back and listen to what the brothers are saying. These are single brothers. All the brothers that I have on here today, say they're single and they're hoping to get married one day. So they're obviously looking for a wife. They are professionals and they just can't find a wife, and something is wrong there. So we're going to allow them to speak their mind. I have a bunch of questions here that I need to ask the brothers, as a woman, and I want the sisters to sit back and let it and soak it all in. And if there is, if there's a brother out there who want to, chime in, let me know. But let me just go ahead and let me bring the brothers in. Somebody dropped out. Did somebody drop out? No. Okay. Someone's missing from the live. Let's see here. Oh, Brother Nasik. Okay, there we go. All right. So I am going to unmute your mic, and then I'm gonna introduce each of you brothers, and then I have questions for each of you brothers. Okay. So in no particular order, I have here. Oh my. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. So Brother Nasik, how you doing, brother? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right, welcome to the live. I'm sorry we had a little rough start there. I didn't realize I had an extra window open somewhere, and the whole thing was just messing up. But thank God we're here. Okay, so I'm very excited about this conversation today. You guys can take it wherever you want to take it, okay? But so now we have Brother Nasik, and you are a single brother, my brother?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm not going to ask anybody their age. If you want to give your age, it's fine. And you could say you're between 20, you're in your 20s or 30s. You are a licensed and board certified naturopathic physician. You're a life coach and an entrepreneur, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And you are single.
Yes.
And you're between the age of what? Your 20s, 30s, 40s?
30s, closer to 40s.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. Welcome to the chat, my brother. I'll get back to you.
All right,
And
cool.
we have Brother Zahab in the building. My brother Zahab, I'm not going to ask you your age. You can let me know if you're between 20, 30, or 40.
We grown, man. I'm 46, all right?
Okay, there we go. All right.
Listen, man, I ain't trying to hide nothing. You understand? I'm 46. It is what it is.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. And you are a film producer and a writer. Did I leave something out?
Nah, that's it for now. Yeah, film producer, writer, entrepreneur. That's
Gotcha.
it.
Okay. And we have my brother Joel Benjamin in the house. Welcome, my brother. And my brother
up?
Joel Benjamin is a So are you guys ready for this conversation? Because I have
businessman and I work hard. Let's go. You got it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I've been waiting for this woman to start up her show, boy. Ooh, it's gonna be controversy tonight. Oh no, this morning. Oh no, it's after 12 this afternoon.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start the questions. We're gonna start the question because you know, I have sisters who wants to come on this show, right? And the reason I didn't want to have brothers and sisters all on the same show is because I want, when the brothers are speaking, I want sisters to listen, because sometimes we tend to respond without even, you know, paying attention and listening. And so I want the sisters to sit back and listen to what it is that others have to say, and vice versa. Hopefully next week I'm going to have some sisters on the show. They're going to be speaking their mind, and I'm expecting the same from brothers to just sit back and listen to what the sisters have to say. All right, because we got a lot to say. Not me, I'm saying us, Black folks in general. We have a lot on our plates and we have a lot to say. So I just want people to sit back and listen, especially the sisters. Okay, so you guys, I'm assuming everybody on the show wants to get married at some point. You guys are all single. We discussed that before we got on the show. Joel, you're killing me. All right.
What? I didn't say nothing.
All right. So I'm going to go around the room, right? I'm going to go around the room, starting with my brother Nasif, right? And everybody else can mute their mic while my brothers speak. My brother, you said you're single, you want to get married, right? So I'm going to ask you the first question I'm going to ask you, which I'm going to ask the other brothers. What do you think makes a woman qualify to be a wife?
Well, I think that a woman has to have, someone was trying to call me. Yeah, but I think that to be qualified as a wife. Hello?
I think she stepped out. We can hear you though, bro.
Oh, okay. How y'all doing?
Superb.
We superb.
All right.
I can hear you, bro. Go right ahead. Yeah.
All right, cool. It looks like some people disappeared. I thought you disappeared.
No. I took everybody else so we can sit back and listen to your response.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
What makes a woman qualified?
I'm going to remove myself from the screen. So, and you just go ahead and give us your response.
Okay. Well, what makes a woman qualified to be a wife? I think that a woman who is willing to submit to the order, the natural order that the Most High, that the Creator has established for us, and she plays her role within that order. And I don't mean anything negative by that. It's just simply that everything has to be in order, and a woman can be anything that she wants to be except a man. You know, she has to have the love of the creator in her heart. She has to want to be a great helpmate to the man, to be not opposite sexes, but complementary sexes, to complement the man, and to be willing to do her role in raising a family and securing a family, and making sure that we are able to rise and love together and show a perfect example of love through the creator. It's really simple. It's not really complicated. She has to be willing to be a woman. Unfortunately, a lot of our sisters and people today don't want to be women. They want to be everything except women, and it's out of order. It's out of balance. It's out of cycle. So I think that what qualifies a woman to be a good wife is submitting to the natural order of life. So.
Okay, that was very honest answer there. I appreciate it. I'm gonna ask the same question to my brothers of Hob. Let me bring you into the room.
Okay, if you could be so gracious and let me know what the question was again.
Okay, what do you think makes a woman qualified to be a wife?
Well, in my opinion, right, and from my experience, I dealt with different women before I came into the truth and while I'm in the truth. So, I get to see, different aspects, different personalities, different, I guess, viewpoints. But for me personally, what qualifies, I'm going to say strongly the sister's upbringing. That's what is going to qualify her for me to see if she qualifies to be, a wife or a good woman. Because if the sister wasn't raised right, it's hard. It is super hard trying to teach somebody in their late 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, how to be something that they wasn't raised to be. So it goes back to upbringing. I'm not saying it's impossible. It can be done, but that person is going to want to have it. I mean, not want to have it, but that person should want to participate consciously, spiritually, and physically to want to change. If they don't want to change, forget it. If she was raised by her mama and her mama talk ish about men and this, that, the third, because she was bitter because the daddy left and she had to do this, then that's all the sister gonna see coming up. And that's gonna influence her actions and her decisions in her current life and in her current relationship. I know, because I've been there. I dealt with women like that. And it's hard. And here you come as the man and you trying to apply scriptures in your life, in your relationship, and you're saying, hey, sis, this is according to the Most High. This is how we set the rules and parameters for a relationship to flourish. And at first, on surface level, she said, yeah, okay, yes, con. And then when you get down into the nitty gritty, then her upbringing or her natural reflexes kick in. Then it's going to be a problem because she wasn't raised like that, to recognize the man as the head of the house. Why? Because her daddy wasn't there. All she know was what she was taught or what she saw growing up. So on facade, on face level, she's going to front and say, yeah, I'll do this. But after a period of time, all things get revealed and then you see who she really is. So for me personally, I'm going to say her upbringing. How was she raised? What was she raised around? Strong male figures? Could be grandfather, could be uncle, brothers, whatever, cousins. Or was she just raised around all women and there was no man in the house or nothing like that? Again, I'm not saying that a woman who was raised like that with no men, I'm not saying that those are not good women, but it's harder for them to submit. It's harder for them to play their role in a traditional, quote unquote, traditional sense. How I was raised, I was fortunate, thank the Most High, to have my mom and my dad in my life. They still married to this day. And I see them and I'm like, whoa, they still together. So I'm thinking, okay, Every woman I deal with should be like that. All right, I'm gonna be in it for the long run. And that ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm glad I'm in the truth, man, because the truth, you use the commandments and you use the wisdom of the scriptures, and it kind of weeds out certain things. So when you're dealing with a woman, or you want to deal with a woman, you put her up to the test and see if she, passed this, she checked that box, this box. Sometimes some of us, we don't do that. We kind of circumvent the scriptures. We try to do it on our own, and then we get jacked up. And I know, because I've been through it. So to end it, I'm gonna just say her upbringing, to me, that's the most important thing, and what defines if a woman is ready to be, marriage material, and so on and so forth.
All right. All right. Thank you for that, my brother Zahab. Brother Joel Benjamin, I'm going to ask you the same question, sir. What do you think makes a woman qualified to be a wife? I am going to unmute. Okay, there you go.
The screen. There,
One
yeah.
second. Let me sorry about that. Yep. Did you hear the question, brother?
Yeah. First
Okay.
off, salute to Maccabeestv, and definitely big shout out and salute to Sisters of the Maccabees. Salute to y'all holding it down for the women, strong too. So, simple answer to your question is, I need a woman or woman that is cutthroat and will hold the man down, will hold me down pretty much. All right. What do I mean by that? Some men have certain secrets. And when I say secrets, it's not like, oh, there's crazy hidden secrets. Nah, some things you might be trying to do in life to reach a certain goal, and they're supposed to be part of that, but it's supposed to be a secret. They are supposed to help keep that secret. Not only help keep that secret, help you achieve that goal that's supposed to be a secret, because the women have to be the backbone structure. Upbringing is important, but in this day and age, it got a few women coming to their senses. I have to say that. I should just say people in general are coming to their senses. But since we're talking about women, I'm going to stick on the women. They're coming to their senses of what's going on, and they know that they have to be the basically helpmate to the man. And that's nothing about weakness. That is strength. And in some cultures where they down the woman, which I find they shouldn't, if you really pay attention, the woman is like the glue. The woman is like the prop to prop the dude up. So if the female is not doing that for me, it's like, there's only so much I could help prop you up, but you ain't propping me up. And then what's the point in having multiple wives if you just want to have multiple women not doing what they got to do? So, nah, they have to be able to be really down for you, on your side, and help you achieve for the betterment of the family, for everybody to achieve. That's what I feel make a good wife. A wife that is there for you, could show you when you can't see things a certain way. She's supposed to be like, nah, that person is a piece of shit. That person know what the hell they doing. I think you should do this. Perfect example, in the Bible, Pontius Pilate. Okay, where with the whole crucifixion thing, homeboy got slick, and it was the wife who told him, Roman emperor, his wife come and told him, Caesar, I believe, whichever one it is, y'all know better than me, but she told him, yo, don't crucify that man, I got a dream, or whatever. He listened, and he got slick, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it on the people. See, he knew what he was doing. He had to listen to that female. So a female's supposed to hold you down, and that's my take on it. That's what make a good wife.
All right. All right. Thank you for your input there, Joel. Thank you.
You look like I shock you there.
Hey, listen, I'm just sitting back and listening. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to the audience, you know, the sisters. Hopefully the single sisters are listening
Let me
and
look in
paying
this
attention.
chat.
All right. Another question. Starting with my brother Zahab here. I'm gonna bring you in. Brother Zahab, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how important is it to you as a man that your partner knows how to execute the basic things such as cooking and other household duties?
100. Stop. You ain't got to go no further. 100. You said 1 to 10, but nah, 10. In all seriousness, 10. Because again, I'm speaking from experience, right? That's the greatest teacher, right? When you get with somebody who don't know the basics, and again, it goes back to what I said. She wasn't raised like that. So I could only partially blame her. You understand what I'm saying? I really blame the parents because they dropped the ball. They didn't teach her how to cook, how to clean, how to take care of a man, how to do certain things. Now, let me back up a little bit. When it says take care of a man, when I say take care of a man, I'm not saying a man is a baby, need to be taken care of, but I'm talking about her fulfilling her wifely duties in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? If she wasn't raised like that, it's hard. She would have to drop what she doing, go take some cooking classes, go learn how, you know what I'm saying? It's very hard. So when it comes to what you asked me on a scale of 1 to 10, where does that come in? I'm going to say at least a 10 plus. Because me, how I was raised, I need that for me to be stable and go out there and slay dragons and do this, that, the third. When I come home, I need that peace, serenity. I need that good, nutritious food. I know my children is going to need that. You know what I mean? I can't come home to a dirty house. Then I got to stop. And it's going to be two things. Is we're going to argue or I'm going to end up doing it because I can't sleep with a dirty this, that, the third or whatever. So then it's like, I'm going to resent her for that. Like, why am I doing this on top? What are you here for? You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm gonna stand on that. It's all about upbringing, right? If you wasn't raised like that, be honest with yourself and recognize, like, look, listen, I wasn't raised like that. Help me, show me what you want, right? That's the title of this show, right? What do men want? For a woman to be humble and say to the man, show me how you want it done. Because if she's submitting to you and she wants to be a part of you and be a part of a family unit, it's got to be run a certain way. So if she says, hey, show me, I wasn't raised like this, then I'm willing to work with it. But if she's on some like, listen, you better go get some rice and this and that, some noodles and chef that and give that neck snapping black woman, that ain't gonna work. It's never gonna work. So it's all about the woman. If she wasn't raised a certain way, but she's willing to learn, I respect that. But if she wasn't raised a certain way and still standing firm, that ain't gonna work.
Okay, brother. I have to say, right? I don't 100% agree with you, and I'm going to explain to you why. If a woman is a grown up, an adult, and she's in the market for a husband, right? I don't believe that just because a woman was raised a certain way, that or she wasn't raised a certain way, right? For example, I'll give you an example. Let's just say a sister was raised and her mama never taught her how to cook, right? That's not an excuse to not cook. In this day and age where you have YouTube and Google, where all you have with the click of a button, a woman can teach herself how to be a goddamn chef. It's no excuse for any woman in this day and age to not know how to do the basic, whether you were raised that way or not. That's my thing. I don't take excuses. I don't care what you went through. I don't care how you were raised. We're talking about the basic things in life, cooking and cleaning and doing things, for you, your husband, your children. When a woman get a husband, I don't know about the husband teaching. You're not her father. You're her husband. She should already come prepared. She should
Sis,
already, and if she's not
yeah,
prepared to have a husband, then she shouldn't have a husband.
exactly. But what I'm
And
saying,
that's why men
uh-huh.
have to search out and make sure that the woman, the first time I met my husband, I cooked for him. A couple of days later, I cooked for the man. Hey, listen, if she can't cook, then I don't know. Maybe this is not what I want. But you gotta. That's an opportunity for you to seek out and make sure you're getting with the right woman before she become your wife. I just don't buy the whole thing about how she was raised, because you don't have to raise a certain way to learn how to do things. We're in the to almost 2021, man. The internet is all over the place. Learn how to do things.
All right, sis. It's easy to say that, and I agree with you. But here's what I'm saying: a lot of these women were not raised like that, and they're in their own world. What do I mean? They hang around, the saying, birds of a feather, right? So they hang around other women who they basically in the same realm, the same thought, right? So they don't have anybody to bounce ideas in and like saying, like you said, hey man, this is YouTube age, this is the age of information, go learn how to do this. Nah, they think that, listen, a man's supposed to accept me as who I am and blah 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 and da 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 da. You know what I mean? Because that ideology, which is rooted in feminism and witchcraft and all that foolishness, that's permeating society right now. There's no way to get away from that. You turn on the TV, that's what you're gonna see. You on social media, that's what you're gonna see. So that kind of seeps in. You know when the rubber meets the road, like you said, she finally get a man, because more than likely she cover up and she don't let him know that up front, right? At least a real Israelite man. He finally say, all right, I want to be with the sister. And the first day she cooked for the brother, and the brother said, what in the is this? And the brother's like, okay, all right, she can't cook. Should I throw her away, Lord, because she can't cook? All right, nah, I'm gonna work with her. I'm gonna work with her. That's where the brother who decides to work with her, that's where he has to be the teacher. Like, all right, sis, put some water in the pot, turn the fire on, add a little salt. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're gonna have to try to mold it, because you're like, all right, I see something in you. I'm gonna try to work with you. The problem is when she don't want to work with you. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So, sis, I know what you're saying, but you kind of got to be mindful, because not everybody was raised. Because I know you personally, sis. So I know your upbringing and I know how you was raised. Not everybody was raised like you. So we have to take an approach that's for the collective good. Not everybody was raised like this or like that. So if a sister unfortunately wasn't raised like that, all right, you kind of could like, all right, maybe I could work with that. But only if the sister she wants to change and she want to cooperate and work with you.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how important is it to you as a man that your partner knows how to execute the basic things such as cooking and other household duties? Who did I not ask this question to? Our brother Nasik. Give me 1 second. Did I ask you that question, or who didn't answer that question? You didn't answer the question yet, right? Okay. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Sure.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how important is it to you that, as a man, that your partner knows how to execute the basic things such as cooking and other household duties?
10.
Okay. All right. Hey, some men don't apparently don't care about that. So listen, there are a lot of men out there who can cook and clean and do their own stuff, and they don't need a woman for that stuff. So
right. I can do that as well.
Come to the table with more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I cook, I clean very well, almost to the point of being OCD, right? And that's fine. But as I talked about earlier, being a complementary pair, I need someone who can complement the things that I can do as well, so that we can come together as one. And when I talked about submission earlier, I just wanted to be clear. It's not necessarily submitting to me just because I'm a man. It's submitting to a particular order that's established so that we can prevent any chaos and confusion. Right. I just want to touch on that because I saw a couple of comments where, I know you were going to bring up submission, but we don't have the proper understanding of what it means to submit. Right. I didn't ask, and I wouldn't want a woman to be my slave. So I don't expect a woman to slave and cook for me, a slave and clean for me, a slave. But it's about being complementary to each other to help keep order in place and chaos out of the way. You know what I mean? So these basic things that you're talking about, I do want it to be a 10, because if I'm choosing a wife, I'm choosing a woman, I want her to be the best that she can be. I want her to be basic, right? So if these things are basic, then I expect that to be a 10. And then all of these other things we can build and expound upon that. But cooking, cleaning,
I'm guessing the women are the one who have a problem with submitting, right? And I bet you they're single.
But you know what? And that's true. But some of us men have a problem submitting to order as well. We have to submit to the Creator. We have to submit to the will of the Most High. And when we don't do that, we can't expect for a woman to submit to us or allow us to lead them. So I don't play the man versus the woman thing. It's together. We all have to submit to our order and play our roles, so that way we can be a stronger unit, a stronger pair, if that makes sense. And I do agree with the brother, I believe it's Zahab, as far as upbringing. Upbringing is very monumental to understanding how to go forth and establish something with someone, right? We all have different backgrounds. We all have different personalities, but being so-called Black people in America, we have to understand that we are all dysfunctional, right? We have a history of dysfunctionality brought upon us due to our circumstances in this country, in this land, in Babylon, right? So one of our biggest objectives has to be how to overcome our dysfunctionalities and how to do that together. We have a lot of inherent trauma, family trauma, spiritual trauma, that we have to work out within ourselves, understand that within our potential mate, and help them as they help us to overcome our dysfunctionalities. Otherwise, we're just going to bring two dysfunctional people together, and there's going to be chaos. There's going to be confusion. It's not going to be proper order and balance. You know what I mean? And so, for instance, there's this book I was reading called "It Didn't Start With You," how inherited family trauma shares who we are and how to end the cycle. These are the type of things that we need to discuss with each other and to work on with each other so that we can, get to a better place. Because if a woman is in the truth and if a woman is seeking the truth, then hopefully that means she wants to be born again and she wants to walk a new path than that which she was raised in. And same thing with us. So we have to be there for each other. But just to answer your specific question on the basics, it has to be a 10. It has to be a 10 or working towards that 10. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's no excuse for it on both sides.
All right, brother. While give me 1 second, brother. You guys are in the room. Hit the like button. It takes 1 split second to hit the like button with this little finger right here. Just click on the like button. You can hate the video too. Just click on the dislike button. It doesn't matter. But if you're gonna be here, just do a little bit of interaction. While I have you in there, brother, I'm gonna ask you another question. Other than cooking and household duties, what else do you think a woman, a potential wife, should have to bring to the table?
I think that she should bring intellect to the table, or a desire for intellect, because again, we are in a state of crisis as so-called Black people, Hebrew people here in this country, and it's going to take a lot of intellect to get us out of this condition. It's going to take a lot of emotional intelligence to get us out of this position. So I want a woman who's intelligent. I want a woman who's about action. I want a woman who has conviction in her spirit to know the difference between right and wrong and how to apply it. I want a woman who is a protector. Believe it or not, in the Hebraic sense, a woman was a protector. She came from our side. You know, she was by our side. The woman intuition to help, you know, let you know when that brother or that situation isn't any good, like the other brother said earlier. You know, the first line of defense, even when it comes to cooking, the woman is making sure that what you're eating is healthy, is keeping you vibrant, is keeping you balanced and keeping you well. You know, I want a woman who is the woman version of me, you know?
All right. All right. Thank you for that, brother. Thank you for that. Brother Joel Benjamin, I'm going to ask you the same question, sir.
Oi.
Other than cooking and other household duties, what else do you think your potential wife should bring, or wives should bring to the table?
First off, before I even start that, like stick breaking all your ears, hit the effing like button. It's too much of y'all in here. Hit the like button. Number 2, if y'all on Maccabees TV, y'all should be on Sisters of the Maccabees. So please, Malika, put up that link and put the Sisters of the Maccabees link in Maccabees TV so they could run over there and subscribe. I don't know what's wrong with some people, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's bullshit. Let's go. Let's get it together. It's not hard. If you subscribe to Maccabees TV, you should be subscribed to Sisters of the Maccabees. It's that simple. She's going to put up the link. The ones who are in Maccabees TV right now, she's going to put up the link for Sisters of the Maccabees. Now, where you there?
Thank you for that, my brother. Thank you for that.
No problem, because I'm watching. I'm like, there's 50-something people and rising. Like, share the damn video and hit the like button. It's not hard. It's not hard. Ask your question again.
And the link is right there in the chat. Link to Sisters of the Maccabees. For those of you who are suffering from all type of diabetes and all type of nonsense, that's where it is. It's a health channel and more. Okay?
And some of y'all, and quite frankly, some of y'all, when you talk about what a man want, some of y'all sick with all your pum pum. Y'all need to go over to Sisters of the Maccabees and get it done right. She know what she talking about. She know what she got. But one of the things that, and people go in front, they gonna act like it's not true. And that's why he's so controversial. Men want good pum pum. They want you to clean your stuff right. They want your stuff to be tight. They want it to be proper. Okay? So go over to Sisters of the Maccabees. She got stuff there that can help you. That's one of the things that is important. And it's important for a woman too. They don't want no guy with no semi-erection. They got to come correct. So Sisters of the Maccabees have all that. But that's one of the things the women have to bring to the table, your wife or wives. People act like that's not important. That's bullshit. All caps aside, no caps intended. That's bullshit. Okay? The next thing is, go ahead. I see you coming. Go ahead. What are you about to say? Go ahead.
No, I know. I'm just you wanted me to repeat the question, so I'm waiting for you to finish.
No. It wasn't a question. What did she could bring to the table?
Yes. Other than cooking and household duties, what else?
Right. Well, that's what I just said. She gotta bring good pum pum to the table. You gotta bring good pum pum. That's number 1. Number 2, you got to know this is, if not one of the most important things, because one of your other questions before you didn't get to ask me, how important from the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, right?
I'm sorry.
You see, that damn moderator. You drop you
Pardon
dropping the
me.
ball, man.
Feel free to answer the question. You want me to repeat it? On a scale
Yeah,
of
the
1
1
to
to
10,
10. Go ahead.
yes. How important is it to you as a man that your partner knows how to execute the basic things such as cooking and other household duties?
Number one, it is very important. And people might say, well, it's not important now. I can work with you. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. You understand? And I grew up West Indian, so we already know what that term means and we know what time it is. Now, if you don't know how to cook, you have to at least offset it. You have to at least have some money so you could buy the food and put the food down on the table, the good food. But we ain't always gonna keep buying food. You're gonna learn to cook at some point, just like how women expect men to get it together and do certain things, just like it's very important for the man to be making money. Ain't no woman want to be sit up there taking care of no man like he's some baby. They don't want that. You get what I'm saying? Period. If I'm wrong, y'all tell me I'm wrong in the chat. Y'all don't want to be taking care of no man. So a man don't want to feel like he have to be taking care of no woman with the basic stuff that's supposed to be in her nature to do, such as simply cooking. But I'll work with you. We gonna get you there. You understand? You might just know how to boil eggs right now. We gonna work your way. We gonna work you up to where you start making an omelet. You get what I'm saying? Because I know how to cook. I know how to clean. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important. Period. That's very important. Just like how it's very important for men to do their duties. Now, as to the thing that a woman's supposed to bring to the table. First off, I said good boom boom. Good boom boom. That's one. Second thing is she have to bring good ideas. She have to have, when I say ideas, she's supposed to help you. You, again, I said it earlier. You might say, well, you know what? I'm going to turn this whole room pink. It'll get people coming in more. And she might say, no, not just pink. You might have to put some black stars on there. Because I did my research. When you have pink and black, it correlates to the synapses of the brain to make people shop more. Something simple as that. What do you have to bring to the table? I don't just want you to lie there, because I'll tell you something. I say good poom poom, but it got some, and I hate to say it this way, but it's the truth. Some projecty ass, stripper ass, shake your booty, drop it to the floor chicks. That's all they got to offer. It's good poom poom. And that ain't cutting it. It ain't gonna cut it. It's not going to cut it. Because all that's gonna happen, he gonna leave your ass for somebody else that got good poom poom and all the other attributes. Meaning she won't stress him out. She's gonna cook, clean, whatever else. You understand? So, and y'all women that are in the polygamous relationship, some of y'all that want to get lazy on your duties and think, oh, the next woman gonna take up the mantle, because we got to touch on that too, because there's different levels of this shit. Y'all that think y'all gonna be lazy and be like, oh well, she's good at this. All that's gonna do is get your ass kicked out of the group. That's all. I'm done.
Thank you, my brother. Joel, thank you
No,
for
hold
your
on. You laughing? Wait,
No,
wait.
I'm not.
Am I wrong? Like,
No,
take a poll in the chat.
no, I'm not laughing at you. I am I appreciate your bluntness and your
No, but take a poll in the chat. How many know? Because you got women out there, they think because they got the good stuff between their legs, they think that's their savior. That's going to get them through life.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
And then you got some of them that don't know, like you said, you got sisters of the Maccabees. They don't know that you got to cleanse up yourself and have it right, man. You want a man to go down there. No man won't go down there and you ain't got that stuff right. Fix up yourself. It's just that simple. Just like the man have to fix up themselves too. So put that link for Sisters of the Maccabees one more time, please. Let the people know. Let me see in the chat.
I'm putting it in there again. There you go. If anybody watching this channel Still don't know about Sister the Maccabees. I don't know. Maybe they just got here today. There's a question. While I have you on here, Joel, there's a question. Sister, I hope I'm saying this right. Ayana Muhammad asked a question. I'm going to ask you if you can respond to this. She said, if wives are to maintain the household, clean, cooking, teaching the children, etc., and support her husband emotionally, spiritually, physically, is she also expected to contribute financially or be a kept woman? Can you respond?
Now, beautiful question. I told you this show was going to get controversial. That's a controversial question. Now, in this day and age, and let's just stick with this day and age, because what the brother said earlier, the one that had the movie and documentary coming out, he said, yo, in this day and age, you got to deal with what's going on now. So, you know, they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Let's take it a step further. You got someone in the Bible called Queen Esther. Do you know about her, Malika?
Yes, sir. But I'll let you.
No. I ain't even gonna go deep. Just as long as you know about her. Yeah, because they could go to Priest Danyaahla, check him out. I'm sure he's gonna do something on that. That's where we get our Purim, correct? Okay. This woman held it down. Okay. They be like, oh, they be downing women in the Bible. Then you don't know about Queen Esther. And I could go to Moses' sister and others, but I ain't gonna do all that. Let's just stick with Queen Esther. So y'all look that up better when you have time. A woman is to do all that, but in this day and age, sometimes the one man that's doing what he has to do ain't cutting it. So the woman gotta go out there and work. Now, this is where some men gonna disagree with me. Men, it's gonna have some days you might have to come home and cook. And y'all know y'all want to stunt on the woman anyway to show you cook better than her. So just, you may have to do it. You get what I'm saying? You might have to do it. Now, if you have it like that and you want to have the kept woman, then so be it. You understand what I'm saying? If the woman doing all the stuff in the household and you a kept woman, man, don't even ask me to take up my drawers and put it in the hamper when I take it off and leave it on the ground. You just, that's how I see it. If I come home, you're a kept woman. This is the kept woman I'm talking about now. I don't want to hear, I ain't have breakfast ready. I don't have lunch ready. And I don't have the food ready. All right? Real talk. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. I just don't want to hear it. The same way how the woman that's a kept woman don't want to hear when a man come home and she say, well, darling, give me some money to get my nails done now and my hair done. And you be like, nah, I ain't got that. She gonna look at you like, what? Like, all this I do? You know, y'all women love to throw shit in a dude's face. All this I done did. I done cooked for you. Clean up. Deal with the children. You find it too hard to get my nails done? Yo, I want something special for my birthday. I want some red bottoms. Buy that woman the red bottoms, man. Well, some of y'all men, yeah, you know, some of y'all might be like me, don't buy no woman shoes, but I give you the money. Do what you got to do, baby. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that simple. So to sum it up, to answer that question, is a give and take. Some days, how society is now, the man might have to come home, deal with the children, cook out a few days because the woman might still be working in order to upkeep the household. And if you're in a polygamous relationship, then it could be a situation where one of the females go work and the man is working, and this female here is to teach the kid, take care of the house, the structure, whatever the case may be. However y'all do it. Some cases, all the man and the two females, or however much females working. You understand? But the point being is you have to do what works for you. So it's not just what's expected of you. is what y'all could come to the agreement on doing. That's all. I hope I answered that question properly.
I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that question that the sister asked. I don't. It's all the way up in the comment now, but a lot of sisters, they consider themselves to be a Proverb 31st woman, right? And they haven't read the proverb. They haven't. Let me say this: the Proverb 31st woman, first of all, her husband was very industrious. He was an industrious man. He make it happen, right? But she was also an industrious woman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you go back to the scripture, she was busy. She's planting a vineyard. She's up at night sewing.
Yes.
She's in the field. She's giving charity. She's a busy woman taking care of business and her family and her husband and her home.
She putting in work
every day for looking pretty with her head wrap on and long dress and fringes and just chilling. She was all over the place making it happen. I don't understand.
Look at Queen Esther.
Right.
That's why I mentioned Queen Esther from the beginning. She was the stuff that she did, it wouldn't be considered that a woman would do, but she held it down, and she held it down for the nation of Israel. Am I right or wrong?
You are absolutely correct. You're absolutely. My grandmother was a Proverbs 30, even though she didn't know much about the Bible. She was a Proverbs 30. She's the woman that I learned from. She and my mother. I mean, that woman did it all. We have a huge plantation back home, huge acres of land. That woman ran. That was our business in the family, and that woman ran the business. She was a farmer. She plants stuff. She harvests. She had the whole family, the children, the grandchildren harvesting. My grandfather, he goes out of the home and he works outside of the home. This woman, she sewed, she cooked, every household things that you can imagine. She does it all and raise her children and grandchildren. I mean, that's a Proverb 31st woman. And she could barely read. I tell you that much. She could barely read.
But
so women
she make up for it
just
in other
to
angles.
open up their legs and have babies and cook and clean, and they don't have to do anything else.
Well, this is the thing. You know, I deal with business or whatever. So let me give a quick example. Let's say I have the weight loss tea, right? It might be a situation where I need that female or whoever to pack it out for me. You understand what I'm saying? And so we get the stuff out faster. It might be a situation where she might have to make it. You understand? It has situations where women are making a lot of things, doing a lot of things and setting it off right. And they juggling everything at once. So it's not easy, especially in this time. In this time, how things has changed dramatically. It's no more of the woman don't have a good idea, or a woman could only do this and can't do this because this is designated for a man, or it can't be because this woman is a stay-at-home mom. She's not able to come up with no good ideas to make money on the side. That's the one thing that happened good that I'm going to say with this pan. I ain't going to completely say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about, that got everybody in a frenzy. This has not only forced men to be more resourceful, it also forced the women to be more resourceful too. Rather, if they're single moms that's well kept at home, all right, married moms, girlfriends, they were forced to do what needs to be done. The time you take in to argue with the man over some bullshit, you could be coming up with some ideas, doing some stuff, because I have to admit, women have a lot of good ideas. The men, you got these stubborn ass men Sometimes I be having to ask them, are you stupid or are you stupid? The woman giving you a good idea, you ain't use that shit yet. You're or something. So I get what you're saying. So that's all I got to say on the matter. So I hope I answered her question properly.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now, let me just say just one last thing to the young lady there who asked that question, right? Like you said, Joelle, being, I don't know if you use the word industrious or whatever it was you just mentioned, but you you want to be, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you want to be the type of woman where if your man have an idea, you should be the type of woman who just like that, just put that idea
Facts.
into just make it happen. You know what I mean? The brother come up with an idea, he don't know how to, he just an idea. You should make that idea come to reality. That's the type of
Mhm.
woman that you should, being a stay-at-home, taking care of the kids. Okay, what else do you have to offer though? A woman is more than that.
Mhm.
But all right. So thank you, my brother, for that explanation.
No problem.
Let's move on to the next question. Um, huh. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to start with my brother Zahab. My brother Zahab, how important is it? Uh, how important is a woman's physical appearance to you? Let me bring you in. How important is a woman's physical appearance to you? And in terms of her hair, are you into the fake hair, fake eyelash, wigs, weaves, all of that stuff? How important is the woman's physical appearance to you, my brother? Also, well, go ahead, answer that one question.
All right, before I get to that, I wanted to get in on the Proverbs 31 thing, but I think you done stripped all the meat off the bones, so to speak, with that. Because a lot of sisters, they say, well, if I'm supposed to do this, this, and this, then you expect me to do that too. Well, in all actualities, yes, it's a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? And a Proverbs 31 woman, when you read about it, this sister was doing everything, and she did it for her family and specifically for her husband. There's a sister in the chat. She's stuck up on the word serve. She says, oh, I'm not supposed to serve my husband. I'm supposed to serve the Most High, but serving your husband is serving the Most High because you are playing your wifely duties. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
Now,
You know,
we don't have to go back. I just wanted to add that
no,
in
I
there.
know. I
And
personally think a lot of sisters are just lazy sometimes. I'm a woman. I can say that. A lot of our women are lazy. There's this lazy. There's this laziness in our woman. Just don't want to do the things that a woman should do. And if,
yeah.
if you do, if another woman is doing it, we're all the names in the book. We're pick me's
Right.
and we're this and that.
Right.
Go
Well,
ahead, brother.
I'm
I'm sorry.
well, I'm glad most women don't listen to them. Those are the bitter type women, Listen, man, when you read Proverbs 31, you read it for yourself from verse 10 on down. It tells you the things this woman is doing, man. She's buying land. First of all, verse 11 says it all. She says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She's going to do whatever it takes to make sure her husband and the family is good, right? She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. So the man ain't got to worry about her stepping out or doing all type of things. And she's still going out, even though the man might be industrious and making it, she still got to make sure the household is taken care of. Now, a simple person could say, well, that's the man's job. It is the man's job. But back to what the sister says, she's not lazy. She's still, look at verse 13. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. How many of y'all sisters can create something from nothing? Verse 14, she's like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She's a hustler. She buys and sells. Verse 15, she riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. So she get up and make sure food on the table for the whole house. You know what I mean? And it could go on and on and on and on, but it's hard being a woman and nowadays in this society, from what I perceive, because again, the women of the prior generation, like my mother and my grandmother, those women were doing the Proverbs 31 thing. But it seems as if this generation, it kind of regressed a little bit. Whereas now, if you got one child and you're trying to take care of the child, it's like, oh Lord, woe is me. You know what I'm saying? And back then, the women were doing everything here in Proverbs 31 with a gang of kids. You understand? So I don't know, man. I think I don't want to hold up the women of this generation to the women of the generation before, because they will fail miserably. I'm being honest. But I think this is just how society is. I can't blame the women 100%. I got to say it has to do with either society. I will give them a little bit of the blame, but again, it goes back to her upbringing. You know what I mean? This is just a gradual coming down of society. But that's just my 2 cents on that. Moving forward, the question was, how much do I put stock in a woman's looks? I do a lot, because how you present yourself out in public and just in general, period, says a lot about you. Now, you don't have to wear the most stylish of things, meaning you don't have to wear the name brand things.
Well, no. That okay. Let me rephrase the question. Right. As far as a woman, black woman nowadays can't get rid of the wig.
No, I'm getting there, sis. I'm
And
getting there. I'm getting there. What I'm saying is her looks. I'm starting with the clothing, and I'm gonna move to the hair, the make, everything. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm just saying, me personally, if a woman cares about how she looks coming out, you know what I'm saying? Even at home with just her husband and the family, she got to care how she looked. You know what I mean? Now, in terms of physical appearance, yes, she got to be somewhat in shape. She can't be overweight. That's just my personal 2 cents. If the sister's overweight, then she knows she got to take her butt to the gym and get right. Same thing for the men. You know what I mean? But this show is about the woman, so I'm going to stay on topic. It's dealing with the woman. What do men like? And I'm going to let you know from my perspective. Sister got to be in shape, or at least have a nice shape to her. You know what I mean? If she a little bit on the heavy side, at least be a little bit comely and shapely, meaning she got to tone up this and tone up that. That's what I like personally. Now, as far as the natural, organic side of things, hell yeah. I hate weaves. Why? And now y'all could tell, the sisters who disagree could say, well, other nations wear weaves. I don't care about other nations, because I'm not marrying another nation. I'm dealing with women of my own nation. So y'all need to listen. And I don't mean to come off a little bit abrasive, but I'm giving it to you truthful. Listen to what the men want. If the men are saying, I want a natural sister, meaning, all right, you got to put a little work in your hair, meaning you got to style it, do this, whatever the case may be. I respect that more than that blonde weave, than that lace front, or that yak, whatever it is, whatever that crap you spending your money to the other nations to buy and put on your head. I don't respect that, or the makeup. You know what I'm saying?
Give me 1 second now.
Yeah.
Give me just a second. For all the sisters who have questions or have an opinion, I am having a show like this one next weekend, next Sunday around this time. If you guys want to, hit me up, all right. I'm gonna leave my email in the chat. Send me an email and I will have you on the show, because I can't see all the comments going up. If you want to voice your opinion, the show today is about what the men want. Okay, next week is going to be about what the women want. So instead of putting your question in the chat there, you are welcome to be on the show next week, where it's going to be all women telling telling us what they want in a husband. So feel free to hit me up. All right. Okay, go ahead, brother. You can finish up that question, then I'll move on to brother Nasik.
Yeah, I mean, that's it in a nutshell, man. I would like, a woman to be as natural as possible, you know. And those type of women are always like the salmon swimming upstream against current because everybody else is doing the opposite. So when you find a woman like that, you really got to hold on to her and cherish her. The sister is just secure in her beauty, in herself. Because if you don't love yourself, I don't care what anybody says. If you don't love yourself, you're going to end up doing things that's contradictory, like wearing fake makeup and fake weave and this and that, the third. Those things, if you're worshiping the Most High, the scriptures tell you you got to worship in the spirit of truth. So therefore, anything that's not true is going against the Heavenly Father, right? If you decide to worship him, if you decide to live your life in this truth. So I just don't see how, weaves and all that other stuff plays into you being a truthful person. Because if you're a truthful person, the Most High will bless you also with a truthful husband. Because the scriptures also tell you a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. I'm paraphrasing. You know what I mean? So if you being deceitful and whatnot, then you're gonna get a person who's just as deceitful too, and y'all gonna be deceitful in the house doing deceitful things together. You see what I'm saying? But for me personally, I like a natural woman, and even if your hair is low, you could style it a certain way. I just think sisters, it's a lot of monkey see, monkey do. Like if this one is doing this, well, she feel like she got to outdo the other one. And that's in Israel too. Don't think just because you're an Israelite, the things of the world don't creep in. Nah, I see that. But I like women who are strong enough and secure enough in their beauty to know that, listen, this is how the Most High made me. I'm going to do what I do. I mean, sis, all you got to do is throw some lip gloss on. Your lip gloss is popping like that song said. You know what I mean? Style your hair up. You know what I mean? Put on your perfume. You know what I mean? Your dress and all that. Cook a meal for you. The feminine, sensual things, and you got your husband. There you go. He ain't gonna go nowhere if you're doing the right things, right? So that's it for me.
All right, brother. Hey, I hope the sisters are listening. No, my husband is not on the screen. Ruby, my husband is not on the screen. Let me bring my brother Nasik in there. All right. Brother Nasik, you are a licensed and board certified naturopathic physician, right? I'm gonna ask you a question. How important is it to you that your potential wife is in physical and mental, shape? And also, how is her, the hair, the makeup, the fake eyelashes? Does any of those things appeal to you, my brother? And I know I'm asking like a couple of different questions. Talking about her weight, her physical health, the things that she eats, and how she present herself outward appearance, her the big what do you call these things that woman put right over here, that looks like a house haunting is what they call it, right? Yeah. And how does any of those things appeal to you?
No.
well, feel free to elaborate on that.
No.
Listen, some brothers are okay with certain things. That's why I'm asking these questions so the sisters can see what it is that men are looking for. You know what I mean? You got some sisters that say, I'm gonna wear my wig and my hair hat and my whatever and my long lashes and all of this stuff, and I'm gonna be 280 pounds, and if he don't want me, then that's his loss and all this other stuff. So what's your take on that?
Sure. No, I get it. And I don't speak for all men. I can only speak for me, right? being a naturopathic physician, being into holistic medicine for the past 19 years, you know, I understand the healing power of nature. I understand the importance of nature. I understand that the quintessence of our culture is that of a natural people, right? So when I see a woman or a man, but in this case, we're talking about women, right, who doesn't look to be in the best of what we call shape, then I understand that before it's a physical manifestation, there's something wrong mentally and there's something wrong spiritually, right? Those things, that outward appearance is a manifestation of a spiritual condition or an emotional or mental condition, right? So I do want my potential mate, my woman, my wife to be working towards spiritual wellness, mental wellness, because once that occurs, then the physical appearance has no choice but to manifest itself, but to balance itself with the spiritual and with the mental. And when I see women who are morbidly obese, when I see a lot of different health conditions, disease conditions, then I understand that something's not quite right with the mind. And that's what we have to deal with first and foremost, right? So I do want my woman, my wife, my potential mate to be of sound mind, to be of good mental and spiritual judgment. And I know for a fact that once that occurs, I have no problem with her physical appearance. And if she does, she'll know what to do. You know, she'll know how to recalibrate that. What we eat is very important. Now, that's why we were given dietary laws. That's why, you know, Adam and Eve were given a very strict diet, a diet that was designed to help them live numbers untold, right? And so my thing when it comes to that is to go back as close as we can to that particular dietary regimen that keeps us locked in our calibration. And we don't have to worry about disease, sickness, being overweight, so on and so forth. And to understand that we come from the earth and that we are natural, then our beauty is in us naturally. And we don't have to augment these fake artificial things in order for us to feel beautiful. You know, no, me personally, like the brother was saying, it's kind of hard to be true when you're so encapsulated with fake things. You know what I mean? Fake hair, fake lashes, fake this. And the thing about nature is you can't circumvent nature. Now, you can put a perm or do whatever in your hair. When you go outside and it starts raining, your hair is going back to Africa. It's that simple. You sleep on it wrong, you wake up, it's going back to where we can't get outside of our nature. And that's the problem, that this culture has convinced us that it's important for us to get out of our nature and into their nature. And that is a prelude to our destruction. We are trying to be like everyone around us. And therefore, we're dying 3 to 5 times faster than every other race because we're not calibrated for their cultural expressions. You know, we're not calibrated for the synthetic chemicals from these weeds, from these wigs to be leaking into our brain, right into our bloodstream, and it acts a certain way. You know, we're not meant for a lot of these things, but we want to be included. But we're being included in destruction. So no, I don't want my woman to not be natural. And I don't want her to think that her being natural is her lacking any type of beauty, because you are already sufficient. My beautiful Black Hebrew women, you are beautiful. You are enough. You are sufficient, right? And revel in that, style in that, you know, exude that. Because believe it or not, and you do believe it, you've seen it, all these other cultures try to convince you to go into their culture while they try to appropriate yours, right? And then we have a problem with people appropriating our culture, but we don't appreciate our culture enough to promote it, to believe in it, to
to allow it to excel because we are simply doing it every day. So yeah, I want my woman to be as natural as possible. I want my woman to be spiritually healthy, emotionally healthy, which will undoubtedly lead to her being physically healthy.
That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that response. Thank you. I'm going to move on to the next question. I'm going to start with my brother Joel. It's a very simple question, and I'm not going to stay too long on that, but very simple question. I'm going to go around the room with this question, starting with my brother Joel Benjamin. Is dating a baby mama / single mother a big deal to you, brother Joel? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I put the wrong person in the room. My bad. There we go. Brother Joel. All right. Don't curse me out.
Hold on. First, ask me the other question because you keep forgetting to let me answer the other question.
Well, we kind of want, I don't want to stay on here for too long, but
no, it's not too long. Let me
right.
just get into it real quick.
The other question was how important it is a woman's appearance and her physical, her physical appearance.
Gotcha.
And,
Gotcha.
Okay.
Let me say this. One of the things is they say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Some men like the woman slim, some men like the woman big. Okay. But I'm sure, as far as I know, they want the woman to be healthy. So take me for instance. It's like the flip of a coin for me. But the woman gotta be healthy. I don't have a problem. She plump up and nice, because that's the West Indian in me. That's the Trini in me.
I'm gonna have to cut in with that. I'm sorry, brother. Pardon me, but I'm gonna have to cut in with that.
Go ahead.
Okay? As somebody who is into health, right? Big and healthy does not go together. Okay, it doesn't.
You ain't let me finish, but go ahead.
No, I know. If you're big, you're not healthy. I'm sorry. And our woman, if a man likes his woman big, that man is that man is not only, he's mentally unhealthy. I'll say that. If there's any man out there who like their woman big, you're even if you're skinny, you're mentally unhealthy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if a woman revels in being big and whatever other words that they use to describe themselves, big and sexy, big mama, sexy mama, whatever. If you're the type of woman who just revel in the fact that you're big, you are mentally not well, because
now,
you're
listen,
healthy when you're big.
It's good we're having this conversation. Listen. Let's go back to what you just said. If you're big, you're not healthy. Okay? And I agree to you.
Somebody wants to know, is a female animal bigger than the male animal? Well, I'll get back to that. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, they wilding in the chat already.
We're not.
Anyway, this is my thing. Okay? You have big, and then you got sloppy. Then I'm gonna repeat that again. You have big, and then you got sloppy. You have women that have big structured women. If you want me to be more clear, I don't want a woman to be fat and sloppy. That's not what I want. But you have women that they're built a certain way. Okay, let's say like someone like Meg Thee Stallion. As far as I know, her ass is real. Okay, but you'll have women.
We're talking. We're Meg Thee Stop.
But let me finish. Let me finish.
Can we use a different example?
No. I'm using her as the body type. That's all I'm using. Hear me out. You have someone like Meg Thee Stallion body type, right? And you'll have women that would be like, oh, I gotta lose weight. I gotta make my butt go down. Believe it or not, they have women out there that are like that. Okay, you have them. Their legs, they're healthy. They're big structured. Their legs are big and nice. They're healthy, but they still trying to lose weight. I gotta get my legs down. I'm like, no, you don't. Now you got some of them that's fat, They got the cellulite all over and whatnot. Nah, I don't want that. Now, if I have to work with you and, let's get you to work out or whatever the case may be, so be it. Other than that, nah. So I want you to understand what I'm saying when I say big. That's why I said big and healthy. In this terms, it's called big and healthy. Or you want to, some of them like to say
about women being shapely and
right. But in this
get it.
society,
Right.
in this society, unfortunately, that's also considered fat for some reason, for some strange reason. That's what it's considered. Okay. Now, again, like with me, I could deal with a chick that's not all shapely or big. Because initially, it's not just so much the look with the weave or whatnot. That I have a problem with to a certain extent.
Joel, you might be confusing. Just give us just a simple answer. How
Wait, I've given you a simple answer because you see that's the problem. That is the problem right there. And that's why it's so much confusion going on because everybody just want the magic bullet, which is the simple answer. And there's different levels to this. There is no simple answer. You have some women, they might, they picky headed. They gotta come buy some of your hair growth formula or something. You understand what I'm saying? So they might need to wear the wig at the time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't let me be clear. You cut me off. Let me be clear.
Okay.
Some of them might need to wear that wig for the time being. Some of them might have to put the what you call it, extension in the hair for the time being. Now, do I want them to stay with that? No, but I'm not gonna just dismiss them completely because of that. Now, them eyelashes you're talking about that look like some extra set of hands waving at you, that they could keep that shit. You understand? Some of them is getting too overly ridiculous with it. But for me, I'm a person. Listen, don't get no weave put in. And then during sex, tell me I can't pull your hair. Then you gotta do something to get your hair straight then. And that's the thing for me. And a lot of times that will be the deal breaker. You get what I'm saying? So it's not as simple as you think it is. All right, next question. What is your next question? I know I'm a hot mess. I know I'm a hot mess. I know. I'm just keeping it real.
Joel, I really appreciate you joining me today. I really do. Is dating a single mother, a baby mama, a big deal to you, or is that a deal breaker?
Yes, it's a big deal, and it could be a deal breaker because number one, I ain't too. You see, now that I have a child, but I'm trying not to sound mean, but it is what it is. You got
it real. Keep it real.
Yeah, I gotta keep it. You got a child. First off, I'm gonna look how much children you have. You ain't gonna tell me you have 3 different children, 3 different baby daddy. Nah, your womb need extra cleansing from there. All right, because I'm watching you. 3 baby daddies, and it could be. Now it is what it is. I'm being real with you. So 3 baby daddies. I'm like, but let's say it's 3 children from the same daddy, or maybe 2. I'd be like, okay, maybe if it's 2, but if it's the same daddy, I'm like, oh, okay. But that still don't mean nothing. Now, the real deal breaker comes where if I do accept you with your child or your amount of children, the saying always go, you have to accept that child as yours, correct? Have you heard that before, Malika?
I've heard it, yes.
You heard that many times before, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is my problem. I could give your child clothing. I could feed your child. I could do everything for your child. But I can't discipline your child? Man, go kick rocks bare feet. Okay? I'm telling you right now, that's the real deal breaker for me. Because if I'm supposed to treat that child like my own. I'm going to yell at that child when that child is doing something wrong. Okay? If I see that child slipping or coming off the tracks, I'm going to put them back on the tracks, and I'm going to do it my way as if I had a child. Do not tell me, oh, the worst thing I could hear. Ladies, y'all might not be fault of this. You might not be fault of any of this. But the day I'm with your ass and your child tell me you ain't my daddy anyway, I don't gotta listen to you. We done. D-U-N, done. O-V-A, over. It's ain't nothing else to talk about. Train your child right. Because you ain't gonna have me kicking out my money, quote unquote, taking care of a next man's child. But because I love you and we all together and we're a union, I'm gonna hook your child up. I'm gonna give your child some gifts or whatever. But I'm telling your child something and you feel I shouldn't tell your child nothing, you don't like the way I say it, or your child have an attitude, now we done. Keep it moving. That's it in a nutshell. That's the deal breaker.
All right, Brother Joel, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Hold on. Wait, you see just the way you said that. Okay, brother. No, take a poll. You got the people in the live stream. Take a poll. What do they think? Because you got some women, and y'all don't understand the reason why the man don't like your ass or want to be with your ass or just going to hit it and quit it is because you have some badass, rude ass children that you ain't disciplining. The worst thing is you have rude children. You don't know how to discipline your children. It's then that it becomes extremely important.
I don't think anybody is disagreeing with you, Joel. I don't.
No. I ran into a few women where we had conversations like this, and they're like, "No, you can't hit my child though." And as soon as I tell them, I say, "Wait a minute." But you want the person to treat your child like we will have discussions like this. I said, but you want the man to treat the child like it's his own, right? Yes. Oh, he could buy school supplies and all that for the child. Yes, but he can't discipline the child properly. You see all their mouth start dropping because they don't think about it that way. That's why this is important. And side note, people, Malika, y'all women that want to comment and say stuff, Malika, she will be having her podcast soon. Am I right, Malika? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. So the podcast coming out soon. All right, ladies? Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask the same question to my brother Zahab. Zahab, I'm asking you the same question. Is dating a baby mama a big deal to you, or is it a deal breaker?
What do you mean dating a baby mother? You mean if
I mean not dating. Let me rephrase the question. My bad. Not dating is a potential relationship leading to marriage. If that woman is a single mother, whether she have 1, 2, 3, or however how many children, is that a deal breaker to you?
Honestly, sis, in these times, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to say yes. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it 1,000, right? I'm gonna say yes, And again, I'm selfish because I'm speaking from my perspective, right? I've been in relationships before, prior coming into the truth. I've dealt with women who have children, but I was fortunate enough that my children are with women who never had children before, right? So seeing both sides, I gotta go with the woman who never had children before. Now, does that preclude women who have children from getting married and living prosperous lives? No. But I'm saying from my point of view, it's going to be extremely hard. Because why? As you move forward in life with this PAN thing, with this Rona thing, as society starts to crumble and people are starting to search for answers and People are starting to say how they're getting into survival mode. Where am I going to find food to feed my family? What am I going to do for money? Keep a roof over my head. As things start getting like real, people are going to start forming cliques for survival reasons. You know what I'm saying? So a woman who does not have a covering, a man, she's going to be left out there, and it's going to be ugly for her and her children. So if she's able to snag a man, and if she had children before, she better hold on to him for dear life. For dear life. Listen, one of the scriptures in the book of Isaiah, right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 12. The Most High said in a prophecy through the prophet Isaiah, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. In these days and also in the kingdom, the man is going to be so precious. It's going to be hard to find a good man. You think it's hard now? It's going to be super hard, right? Because the Most High is raising up the men to take back the community. He's raising up the men to teach our people, and he's raising up the men from the elect, which is 144,000. So at the risk of sounding like I'm on some chauvinist tip, it's really about the men. But that doesn't mean the women are any less. That doesn't mean the women are not to be cherished, because men need women. I need women to survive. You understand? So, but keeping things in perspective, that man is going to be so much. He's going to be the captain of the ship. He's going to be the rudder. He's going to be what's steering the direction of the family unit. So if a sister don't have a man and she feels complacent, I don't know what's going to happen to her. You understand? And if a sister has a child and she's looking for outside of the relationship that she's currently in, or she's looking for a father to take care of her children, I wish her the best. But if she do look up and the Most High answer her prayer, God damn it, she better listen. She better do backflips. She better do everything to hold on to that man. Because in these last days, you're going to need a man.
All right.
So that's just my 2 cents on that. And
right.
for me personally, I would seek out a woman that doesn't have any children for me to start my own family with. You know what I mean? But if the Most High send a woman that already had a child by another person, after heavy investigation, hear me out now, I'm talking FBI investigation, you know what I'm saying? And consulting and doing counseling and praying and fasting. If the Most High said, deal with her, then you know what? I'm going to deal with her. That's it.
All right. Same question to my brother Nasik. And then I'm going to move on to another question. Dating a single mother. How is that? How is that a deal breaker to you, my brother Nasik, or it doesn't matter?
No, it's not a deal breaker. I personally don't have any children at the moment, but all the children love me. And like the brothers I've just said, I would definitely be more inclined to seek out a woman who doesn't have any children, so that her and I can build a foundation from scratch, right? However, also, just like the brother said, after investigation, if I'm so inclined to, or compelled, spiritually compelled to help raise this family that's already been established, but bring it to its full fruition, then that's what I would do. There's no problem, you know. It's almost like when in the law, when Moshe was saying that if a man were to pass away, were to die, then his brother should take that woman and then have a child in his honor. You know, there's a lot of spiritually dead men out here, a lot of spiritually dead brothers out here, and that if a woman is in the correct place to receive a true man, then if I'm spiritually compelled, then I'm going to take up that mantle and I'm going to help raise that family, right? because we all have to look at the community aspect of our culture. Our culture was very communal, and we were very much so into working with each other and establishing the family, recognizing that family is the highest form of technology on this planet, right? So we had to do what we had to do in order to perpetuate our culture and keep our family intact. Um, so sorry about that. I see my dog running down the street. Anyway, so yeah, I have no problem with that at all. And also, just by the sheer numbers, there's more women than men, even in our culture. We're not There's not one man for every woman by the numbers. And if every woman has to have a covering and every woman has to be protected, then that means at some point, regardless of the situation, we're going to have to find a way to bring our women into the fold and to make sure that they're protected, make sure they have that covering. And they may already have a child, you know. What the other brother said, Joel, I understand what he was saying too, as far as being able to reach the child, discipline the child, you know. That's where we come in as men. We have to have that emotional intelligence, that spiritual conviction and authority to be able to do that. Unfortunately, in some cases, women may have not been able to discipline their child correctly, which is another reason that you're needed, right? So to abandon that position and say, well, she doesn't know how to discipline her child, so I'm not dealing with her or the child. Well, then we've abdicated our responsibilities as teachers and as authority figures, right? So it's a mixed bag, right? It's not one size fits all. I would say, again, my preference would be to find someone I can build something with from scratch. But however, I would be obedient to do whatever I have to do to make sure that our community and our family structure is intact. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and I just want to say the upliftment of single motherhood is at an all-time high as far as I'm concerned. I think we need to encourage young women to stop having babies all over the place with brothers who are not qualified to be fathers, and that's why there are so many single mothers out here. But you know what?
I agree. I agree with that, and that's going to the root of the cause, right? Instead of dealing with the symptoms, that deals with the root.
Yeah,
With
and I think we
the
need to
cause.
address the root of the cause,
Well, we
and that's
absolutely
what
have to.
people like us.
Right. So I'm just saying, even things like that, I feel that's when purity classes come into place, right? That's when more women like yourself are educating these sisters, so they're hearing what we want. They're hearing our preference, right?
Well, brother, I, that sounds good. That sounds good. But I've been called every name in the book. I've been called pick me. I
But
didn't even
not
know
by
what the
everybody.
heck.
But not by everybody.
The majority of young women out here, I don't know if they can be saved. I'm going to be honest with you. It's like a totally different spirit. It's a different. I don't. I have nothing in common with a lot of these women, even the ones my age. It's a different world. I don't understand. I wasn't raised that way. I you know. Oh, go
But we're
ahead, brother.
already. I'm just. But we're already a remnant, right? Not everybody is going to be saved. Not everybody's going to get this message. Not everybody is going to be married. Not everybody's going to be a father. Not everybody's going to live to see tomorrow, right? But this message is for those chosen few who are looking to ascend, right? Who are looking to go above and beyond and reconnect with their true culture. That's who this is for. So again, those purity classes, those that outreach to the young sisters, it should never stop. Even though we understand that the majority won't get it, our calling is not for that majority. is for that single minority who's going to listen and who understand. Right? Those are the ones we have to continue to try to reach, and they will be reached because they want to be reached. You know, we have to keep doing our jobs. We have to keep doing our role. And I believe that, when it's all said and done, those who need to hear this message and will be affected by this message, they'll get it.
Thank you. Hopefully the brother, I'm going to bring all of you brothers in, right? The next question I'm going to ask, whoops, wait, where did y'all go? Where did y'all go? Where did y'all go? Somebody dropped out. Somebody dropped out. Who dropped out? I think brother Zahab dropped out. Hold on. All right, so brother Nasik is there. Oh, you dropped, okay. All right, brother Zahab is missing. Where is he? Zahab, come back in, because I have a question that I'm going to ask all of y'all brothers. Whenever you're ready to, answer the question, just mute the other brothers can mute their mic and and let each brother. Let's see here. I don't know what happened to my brother Zahab dropped out of the live. Zahab, try to come back in. Okay, so while Zahab is figuring it out, let me ask this question. Can you guys hear me? Joel and
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, good.
I can
All
hear
right.
you.
Okay, so let's say you find, and this is for all the brothers, and I'm going to ask you guys to just respond one by one while each person mute their mic, right? Let's just say you find the right woman you're looking for to be wife. You see her, you meet her, she's gorgeous, she's this and that, and blah, 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 whatever it is to you, right? Okay. What do you, as a man, bring to the table for that as a husband? What do you bring to the table? Now, let's be honest here, right? Every man does not have quality leadership, does not have good quality, good leadership qualities. You can disagree or agree, but every man does not have. Let me bring brother Zahab back in. Sorry, Zahab, you dropped out. Is my brother Nasik still there? I think he dropped out too. I don't know what's going on. Okay, you know what? Yeah, my brother Nasik is I don't know what's going on with his hold on. Anyway, so let's say you find a woman that you're looking for, right? What do you bring to the table as a man? Because again, I'm going to be honest. Every man does not have good leadership qualities. I mean, that's just a fact. You have brothers who want to, the woman to submit and say that, the man is supposed to be a leader, right? And the woman is supposed to submit. But if you have a woman that wants to submit, who doesn't mind a man leading, but if he's not a quality leader and that woman see that the man is not a good leader, it doesn't, that's not going to work. So what do you bring to the table? I'm asking you, brother, one by one. What do you bring to the table as a man when you do find that woman that you want to lead, that you want to submit to you? All right, you know what? Let me take Zahab out of there you go. Joel, go ahead.
Me first? Okay.
Yes. What do you bring to the table?
One of the things with what you said with bring to the table. First off, I was having this conversation literally this week. A lot of these women too busy messing with beta males. All right. Yeah, I'm messing with beta males. I was having this conversation last night with one of my customers. You messing with beta males, you giving them the freaking multiple wife options. They not worthy of it. You're doing all these stuff. You're messing with beta males. And the problem is every time I talk to a woman, the one that's not selfish, the one in the right mind, like you said, the one that's doing what they got to do, the happiness. It's my duty to bring you happiness. I bring happiness to the table. I am that dude. I am that one. Get what I'm saying? So, and me bringing you happiness.
What is happiness, Joel? Can you explain to us what happiness
Okay,
is?
let me elaborate. All right, you say for like I said, the woman that's supposed to be doing everything for me, saying, whatever. We ain't gotta get extra into it. She's doing everything that she's supposed to do that they say I want, right? Now, with that in total, what does she want? What makes her happy? Oh, she like to go on trips. Okay, I'm gonna take you to the trips. I'm not gonna be one of them beta male ass dudes that know this is what you like, but I rather stay home play video games. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be one of them dudes that's not going to be, how you say, that's not gonna reciprocate the offer of what you like, what makes you happy. It's simple as that. Once we could come to understanding and agreement, it's real simple. It don't even have to be a long conversation. What makes you happy? That's what I'm going to bring to the table. And I'm going to bring to the table stuff that you didn't even know you needed. Stuff that you don't even know make you happy.
Good answer. I like that. I'm going to share a little short video with you guys. I'm going to share a short video with you guys because
you're making me nervous now.
Since we're on the topic, since we're on the topic of beta male, right? I'm going to share a little video with you guys. Just hang on there. Just a short video.
You know, a lot of these women be giving these beta males, and then they want to take it out on the alpha males. Like, get the hell out of here. You've been messing with beta males all your life, and now don't know how to handle an alpha. Man, if you don't keep it pushing.
Hang on there, Joel. I'm gonna take you out the screen. All right, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. Sorry about that, guys. Give me 1 second.
Hey, what's up? It's easier to call in to talk to somebody who's not trying to hurt you. And a lot of times, a lot of men, we just need a little nudge. Jay, what's going on?
Hello?
There you go. What's going on, Jay?
What's going on, man?
What do you got?
Man, basically, just throughout my life, I just been getting bad energy from women. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I like, huh?
How old are you?
20.
Your age?
I'm 20 years old.
20?
Yep.
Are you in college?
Yeah, I'm in community college.
When's the last time you had a girlfriend?
I never had a legit girlfriend.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah.
You say you've been getting bad energy from women. When was the last time you went out on a date?
I've never been out on a date.
When was the last time you ever actually asked a woman out on a date?
Never asked a woman out on a date.
How can you get bad energy from women if you've never even asked them anything?
I don't think you need to ask them to know how a woman is feeling. I'm talking about the day-to-day.
You slow down. You're telling me you don't need to know anything. You don't need to ask them anything before you already know. That's what you said. I said, when's the last time you asked a woman on a date? You said never. So how are you getting bad energy from women if you've never asked them for anything? And you said, I don't think you need to ask them on a date to know you're getting bad energy. Please explain.
What I'm saying is, like, I'm talking about just me working with women and just
No,
being
I'm
around.
not asking about you working with women. I'm asking about you approaching women romantically. I'm not going into the vague. I'm going into the specific. You see a woman that you find as attractive or you're interested in. Go.
Basically, you know, just the eye contact out there. I'm a guy who believes in choosing signals, and I never get those.
Hold on. You don't get to believe in choosing signals. That's some YouTube shit. You 20 years old. Tell me about when you were 16, 18, and why you didn't approach a woman. You don't get choosing signals. Choosing signals are for select men. Choosing signals are for alpha males. You're not that. Let's get there right now. Tell me about when you stepped to a woman and she rejected you.
Wow. The 80-20 rule is real.
I never actually asked them, but I've
there you
opened
go.
up to a conversation.
There you go. You never actually stepped to a woman. The problem ain't women. The problem is you. You expect a woman who's got plenty of options, to send you choosing signals over the alpha males and select males. You don't think you should have to go in there and compete for them. Why would a woman choose you when she got better options?
I feel like I'm a decent option.
You may be decent, but you're not better. I said better. That means if you're not a better option, if you want better outcomes, you got to do the work. See, you want more than you're willing to work for. You don't even want to approach a woman. You think a woman should approach you. That's why you get nothing. You're sitting back entitled. I think I'm a pretty decent pick. Good. How's that working for you? Dick dry as hell. Never had a girlfriend, never had a date, and about just run down how women send you bad energy. You know bad energy. Ain't no bad energy. It's you. And that's why I'm doing this show, to show you guys how you're so in your head blaming women for all this stuff, and you can't even tell me the first time you asked a woman out. You won't even risk rejection. That's how soft you are. How are we supposed to build bricks with this kind of straw as men? You won't even risk asking a woman because what? You don't want to get rejected.
No, I'm not afraid of rejection.
Really?
No, I'm not. Not at all.
Really? So why haven't you done it?
I just haven't. I don't know.
So you're 20. You're not afraid of rejection. Do you masturbate?
Yeah.
Would you rather masturbate or get some pussy?
I mean, I'd rather be with a woman, but you know.
Oh, okay. So let's start there. Your natural biology works. In order to be with a woman, you got to go approach him and talk to him.
I think it started at 300.
300 to put you in the Hall of Fame. 300 to put you in the Hall of Fame. That's 3 out of 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That means 7 out of 10 times you strike, you don't hit anything. But a 3 out of 10 will put you in the Hall of Fame. What would 0 out of 10 get you?
Nothing.
That's what you got. Who comes to see a 0 out of 10 player? What woman wants to deal with a woman you ain't getting no play? That's the energy you're getting.
All right. Okay. All right. I forgot. My bad, guys. I totally forgot they had that little thing in there. That brother's little speaking his mind there. But I wanted to play that little clip. You have a lot of brothers out here who are not assertive. And that's why you have a lot of sisters who can't figure out what they want in a man, because you have brothers just like that young man there, and they get older. He's 20. And as the years go by, he doesn't learn anything, and he's still the same brother at 30, 35, 40, 45, and he still can't figure out how to be a man, you know, and I think that's why we have a lot of the issues that we have in relationship in our communities, because you have a lot of brothers who just can't figure it out, who just don't know how to be a man, just can't figure it out, you know. What did you guys think about that video there? I had to cut it off because I totally forgot that that little cursing and very vulgar language. I don't like to watch videos with vulgar language, but you know, what did you guys think about that video there? My brother Nasik, hopefully you're still on here.
I'm still here.
What do you think about that video? So the brother, he's never been with a woman. He's, you know, I mean, he's a young guy, but you know, he's blaming the women for the problem, but he's never even approached a woman, you know. Um, and you have a lot of brothers are out here like that. They have a very high expectation of the woman, but they can't deliver what it is that they're looking for in the woman. They don't have it in themselves.
Right. Um, a lot of that has to do with the indoctrination of Western culture, where we reside inside of a fantasy life. You know, these things aren't real. Some men, like I believe the young man said, he masturbates, right? Um, and I can imagine that he may masturbate to pornographic material, which also isn't real, right? These things leak to your subconscious, and you think that these things are based upon real life situations, but they aren't. Pornos aren't real. The way that we're taught to approach women aren't real. They're not rooted in reality, right? So we become disappointed, and then we also have a sense of entitlement, thinking that we are entitled to things without having to work for them. That's not rooted in reality, right? Um, so that is the root of a lot of those type of situations where we are just delusional, right? We have no sense of reality, let alone morality. Um, so I just think that for me, you know, I know the initial question was what would I bring to the table for the woman that I want? I have to bring the table, right? It's not what I'm bringing to the table, something that's already established. I'm bringing the table. I'm bringing me. I'm bringing, my spiritual compass. I'm bringing my patience. I'm bringing my love. I'm bringing all of my energy. I'm bringing all of my intuition. I'm bringing all of my thoughtfulness, my caring, all of my actions, everything I'm bringing to you. I'm bringing the table, and I think that's what's important. And, you have to be clear-eyed into what you're going into. Not every woman is the same. Even like if you were in a relationship before, you can't take that same energy and bring it to a new relationship expecting this woman to be like your last woman. You can't. And you can't go in it being the same person that you were in your old relationship. Yeah, keep the good things, keep the great qualities, but certain things that you can improve on as a man, do that and bring that with you. You know what I mean? But it has to be rooted in reality, and that's where conversations come in. That guy was right. You can't know what a woman wants without asking them. And that's a part of that entitlement culture. Oh, I know what she wants. I can tell her what she wants. And vice versa. A lot of women will tell a man why he acts the way he acts or why he thinks the way he thinks without ever asking him. That's not real. That's not reality. We can't do that. That profits nothing, you know? So we have to go back to being able to have real discussions, compatible discussions, fruitful discussions with each other, truly try to understand who each other are, who each person is, and what each person wants based upon what you have and are willing to give. You know, but again, for me, I'm bringing the table.
All right, my brother. All right. I hope the sisters are listening. I hope you guys and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, guys. Hopefully the sisters are listening, and also I see a lot of sisters have a lot of stuff to say in the chat. Listen, I'm having a live next week, and you know, you sisters are welcome to join me on the live and speak your opinion and speak your mind, because you guys have a lot to say in the chat. Zahab, I'm going to ask you the same question, my brother. You know, you find the woman you're looking for. What do you bring to the table as a man, brother?
All right, can you hear me, sis?
Yes.
Because I'm on a Bluetooth. I kind of switched it up. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me good. All right, what I bring to the table, I bring vision and leadership. That's what I personally bring to the table. And why is that important? That's important because let's say you meet a sister who she has a good job, right? She's making good money. She has her own place, her own car, pay her own bills and all that. What does she need a man for? In the way she might think, and a lot of sisters might think. What do I need a man for? Well, chiefly and foremost, it's ordained by the Most High that a woman should leave her mother and father when she becomes of age, just like a man should, and join with a man so the two become one. That's why you need a man. You can't go through life by yourself and thinking that everything is good and you're gonna just live a perfect life. No, because when you get up in your age, just like that brother who you showed his video, he said once a woman reaches a certain age, she's in that danger zone. You need a man. Why? Number one, because what I just said, with the Most High decreed that a man and a woman should leave their parents and the two shall become one. The Most High ordained that. Number two, for procreation purposes. Not unless you're going to go to the sperm bank. And even then, other than that being so off and pathetic, you're creating a cycle of despair if you do that. So you need a man, number one, because the Most High ordained it. Number two, because you need to procreate, to bring forth children into this world. And number three, which is the main reason I'm saying, is because I bring vision to the table. Yeah, you got a good job, you working at your office job or whatnot, or you this, you that, you professional, but where is your vision? Where are you going? Where do you see yourself in 10, 20 years? You going to buy a house? All right, cool. And then what? You going to have 5, 6, 7 different men in and out your life because the other one didn't live up to this expectation and the other one didn't do that? Next thing you know, you in your late 30s or 40s with a whole bunch of cats in the house. You're going to be the cat lady. Or you got a dog or dogs. So what I bring to the table, I bring vision, meaning that I bring vision and leadership, meaning that I'm letting you know, hey, sis, now that we are together, this is what we need to be working towards. You got your dreams, aspirations, and goals. I got my dreams and aspirations and goals. Let's merge them and see what's good. And I'm going to lead you the right way so that we both attain what we need to get. Chiefly, we got to worship the Most High and keep the commandments. How can you keep the commandments when you all by yourself and you're not procreating? Because remember, one of the first commandments is be fruitful and multiply. How you going to do that by yourself? You need a man any way you cut it. So, okay, some brothers, and I respect it, like the brother said, Nasi said, he brings the table. She's coming into the relationship where, all right, the table's already set. She just got to garnish it with certain little things, the plates, the knob, the forks, the glass, the wine, the this, that, the third, and y'all sit down and have a beautiful meal. That's a beautiful thing. But what I'm saying is, me personally, I'm bringing vision to the woman who I'm supposed to be with or who wants to be with me, so I can guide you the right way according to the Most High in Christ. Because without vision, you're going to be like a dog chasing your tail, going around and around and around and around and around, not knowing where you're supposed to go. So that's what I'm bringing to the table. And one more thing, if I might add. Me personally, I agree with polygyny, right? What is that? Some people mistake people confuse or conflate the word polygyny with polygamy. Oh, bear with me. I'm going off on a little small tangent. Just bear with me. Polygamy is a person married to different spouses, but I believe don't eat me up in the comment section. But I believe polygyny is when a man has more than one wife, right? I support that. Because in these times, as I said before, society is about to crumble and go into a straight do-or-die survival mode. And if, like the brother said before, if there are more women than men, right? And let's say the Most High decides to put a spirit on a lot of brothers and sisters out there to come back to their nationality and start keeping these commandments, right? There's still going to be a lot more women than men in the truth. And if every woman desire a man, how's that going to work out when there's less men than there are women? So is she just going to be a sister who doesn't marry and just abide in Christ and that's it? Because you always got to remember what the Apostle Paul said. For those of you who accept the teachings, the writings of Apostle Paul, accept the New Testament, that's another story. But for those of you who do, the Apostle Paul said, look, man, if you can't abide like him, then get you a wife, get you a husband so you don't burn in lust. So if there's less men and you want a husband, how that going to work out? In the infamous words of Kanye West, how, Sway? How that going to work out? More than likely, sisters going to have to look at things differently through a different lens and understand, okay, if we're doing nation building or if we're in survival mode, I got to put my pride to the side and I got to seek and search for a man that could lead me, has vision, and also is bringing financial stability to the table. And if the man has a wife and he's willing to accept me and the woman is willing to accept her as a sister wife, then this is what I got to do for survival. Especially if I have a child who the father ain't around, either dead, locked up, whatever the case may be, or don't give a shit. If you want to survive this, you might have to re-examine this whole structure that you were taught about, okay, you got to be monogamous as far as one man, one woman. I just want to throw that out there. Don't knock that option off the table. I'm not saying it's for everybody. Some sisters are just dead set against it. Okay, cool. I respect it. Some brothers is with it. Some brothers is dead set against it. Cool, I respect it. But it's still a viable option that people need to explore, especially in these last days. And when I say polygyny, I'm not talking on a carnal, lustful orgy. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about us pooling our resources. If the man has the vision and the woman wants to come onto the team and be a sister wife, she's pulling towards the vision. If y'all want to buy a house or property or houses and this, that, the third, y'all all pulling in the same direction. You understand? That's what I'm talking about for polygyny. I suppose I'm with that.
Brother, you don't bring out the whole chat room with this. Listen.
Man. Hey, hold on. Let me say this before I go, sis. Right? Let me say this before I go. Hold on. I forgive me if I went a little bit left. Forgive me if I diverge off the topic. Originally, the question is, what do I bring to the table? I say vision. And the reason why I brought that in as a caveat is because one of the visions that I see is that polygyny has to be examined moving forward in this brave new world that we're living in right now. That's all I'm saying. Don't eat me up. Don't shoot me. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just bringing it out from my perspective. With that, I'm gonna shut up and fall back.
All right. Listen, the show is called "What Brothers." What do brothers need? From the black woman. The brothers are speaking their mind. I'm just the host of the show, right? Um, y'all just bring out the whole thing with the polygyny, and now the chat is going wild. But listen, I think this is a question that a lot of sisters are in terms of on the topic of the polygyny, right? A lot of sisters. Now, I'm only asking because I'm the only sister here, but I've seen the question everywhere. If you're not able to maintain one wife, if you don't have one wife, if you're single, you're going to have to work on yourself first as a man. And when you do get one wife, you're going to have to work on how, that one wife and the family, and then you move on. But I think a lot of brothers are just to jump the gun and just go from
no, sister. That's not. But hold on, sis. That's what I'm saying. People mistook, as usual. This topic is a hot button topic, and people mistake.
It is, and that's why I don't participate in it.
I know. Let me just say this. People think that it's for every Joe Blow walking down the street supposed to do it. Nah, I shouldn't even have to put this disclaimer in there, because I'm thinking I'm dealing with adult people. You know what I mean? I'm looking in the chat. Brother said, nah, he's off. It ain't going to work. Brother, why? I'm not saying that. All right, let me put the disclaimer in. Obviously, quote unquote, is not for everybody. Obviously, the brother got to have a certain mental capacity, financial and spiritual capacity. Obviously, it ain't for everybody, or else everybody would have been doing it. But don't knock it off the table.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I understand why. I understand why some of the sisters don't agree with it, because look, ever since you go back in time, when you look at our forefathers and our foremothers, there's always a little bit of, especially the woman. No, only the woman, I should say. There's a little bit of jealousy there. You understand? Even when you look at Rachel and Leah, Jacob's wives and stuff like that, you understand? Women, it's natural to be competitive. I get it. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to survival mode, y'all gonna have to put that to the side, man. That's all I'm saying. And again, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, sis. I just want to put it out there, because I know some women gonna be like, "Oh, you can't handle one girl, one wife. How are you supposed?" Sis, it's not for everybody. I just said, and I'm gonna say it again. If the brother is in a space in his life right now where mentally, financially, and spiritually he could do it, don't tell that man what he can and cannot do. It already is in the scriptures. What are you talking about? Y'all just don't like it because, like somebody said in the chat, some woman would rather die alone than be a second wife. Now, who's off? The man who's practicing polygyny, or the woman would die alone, no heir, no children, no nothing, just because you don't want to be in a second wife? Which one of us is off? That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I don't have an opinion on the matter. I'm, like I said, I am in a lot of female group. I don't usually comment. I scroll down and I read the comments. I don't usually participate. But I think one of the questions that concern a lot of women in regards to this polygyny thing is the fact that the good examples, a lot of sisters saying that they haven't seen good examples. They don't trust the men to be the men does not exhibit a good leadership qualities.
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work for them.
That the men. Joel is itching. Joel. Hey,
listen, sis. If you going into it like that and saying, "Well, I don't see a good example," make yourself an example. Then, if you're you're already putting up the blinders on. You're already going it with apprehension. You're already against it. So don't go into it if you're going to be against it, because all you're going to hear is, see, I told you, that's all you're going to hear. So don't go into it. Stick to what you're doing. If you're okay, brothers and sisters, hear me out. I am just a man, flesh and blood. I'm just a man. I'm not perfect. I put my pants on one leg at a time like everybody else. I'm a regular person. I could be wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying it is a law thou must. I'm just a man. I'm not saying you must. I'm saying don't knock it off the table. Don't say it's not an option. That's all I'm saying. Now, I know some women are very, what's the word, protective and territorial. That's my man. You know how women get. Sis, that's why I'm dealing with the men. Logical thinkers, leaders, visionaries. If you look at your household and you're like, you know what? If a sister wife was to come in, she can help my wife. She's lacking in this. She can help me because she's lacking in that. Just like what we said before, a lot of us, I'm in New York, right? A lot of us in New York, both of us, both the man and the woman got to work to make ends meet. So therefore, you know the child's going to be in public school. You're going to need help. You're going to need this. You're going to need that. Look, I'm not saying that it's for everybody, but if you analyze your situation and the pros outweigh the cons, so be it. But don't just say no, never, shut the door, lock, chain, everything, double lock, never happening. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. For all the sisters, again, who you sisters have a lot to say in the chat there. All right. I am going to, there you go. Check the chat, sis. All of you sisters. I just dropped my email in the chat there, Sisters of the Maccabees or Maccabeestv. There's the just look right below and you'll see my email there. For those of you sisters who wants to join me next week, same conversation, right? Y'all have a lot to say today. Feel free to email me and get on the show next week, man, and we could talk about this. You guys are hearing from the brothers perspective, right? You come on and speak your mind, sisters. You guys have a lot to say. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. All right. So send me an email. For those of you who have my number, give me a call. And you know, we can talk about this next week with the sisters. Brother Joel.
Shout out to the people in the chat. Shout out to people in the chat who are saying it's not about sex. I see people talking about child support. Oh, you can't bring ancient customs. They still doing it today in Africa and America. What are you talking about? You go to so-called Utah, you ever heard of the Mormons? What are you talking about? People still practice polygyny to this day. What are you talking? If you're scared, say you're scared, bruh. But don't say, oh, it's an ancient custom. It ain't going to work. Come on, get out of that. And it's not about sex. I said that over and over again. You worried about child support, then it's not for you. You worried about the men only think about sex, then that brother is not right for polygyny. Don't do it. I said the brother who's in the right mental, spiritual, and financial capacity. That's all I said. But y'all quick to, no. Come on, man. All right, I'm a fallback. That's it.
All right, brother. Well, hey, listen, I ask you guys I ask you brothers to speak your mind, and that's what you're doing, you know. Listen, if there's any brothers in the chat who is disagreeing or who have an opinion about what we're talking about, you are welcome to come on the next show. Again, I'm putting my email in the chat one more time. Here we go. That's my email. Feel free to you know, shoot me an email. I will, you know, you'll be on the next live and you can speak your mind. The topic is what it is that woman, you know, you brothers are looking for in a wife. That's the topic. And you're free to speak your mind. Brother Joel is itching. I'm gonna take a Zahab out and
Oh, it ain't an itch. It's more of a burning. It ain't an itch. Because I told you. Did I not tell you? I told you. Because she was afraid that, I brought it up a little bit earlier when I said, gave the example with the polygamist and the polygyny. First off, I got to ask people this question, and this is a serious, honest question. Are you stupid or are you stupid? That's all I'm going to ask you. Pick one, because either one you pick is going to be the damn same. Listen to me carefully why I asked that. You have three brothers came on here. One said, bring in the table. He going to bring the table, right? The other one said he's going to bring the vision. One said going to bring the woman the happiness. It's pretty much all the same thing. The problem is a lot of these women are picking beta males, and if they do pick an alpha male, they pick an alpha male that's forced to pretend to be a beta male. What do I mean by this? A lot of y'all, and that brother that was 20 years old or something like that on that show, I hate to say it, but the sad truth is that will be the one that'll get the quote unquote alpha woman, because he's going to work, do what he got to do. He already feel he don't got to approach them. He going to get the nice car, the nice house, make money, and they going to come running to him because y'all be picking beta males. Okay? That beta male will bring the table, but the table is not going to be sturdy. It's going to be shaky. You have that beta male that's going to bring the vision, but that beta male that's bringing the vision is going to be a vision that might lead on selfishness just for him. So it's like you're really out of that equation. That vision will not benefit you. So now let's go on to the whole quote unquote polygamy / polygyny. All right. With that.
All right, Joe, before you go on, we're over 2 hours and
I got you. Let me just say it real quick. Come on now. Like, actually, the people's watching. Let it rock. What are you worried about? You got somewhere to go? Come on now. Unless you're about to go cook. You're about to go cook. I knew you was about to say that. That's why I said unless you're about to go cook.
My sweetie pie gotta have dinner.
All right, let me finish. I could have done finished and wrapped it up already. Let me finish. So you see, done make me go off the train of thought. The point is, and I'm not going to be all extra controversial. I'm going to say it like this. Any man or woman, y'all ever seen Star Trek? It's going to be like the Borg. Assimilate or be destroyed. Okay? Yeah, I might not like what I'm saying, but it's going to be the truth. All right? Stop picking these beta males and giving them. I was in a relationship with a chick before, and I'm like, yo, polygyny. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Providing, doing what I got to do. She admits this. What does she do? After I left her, she hooks up with a beta and give him the polygamy choice. Yeah, you can't make this up. Okay? You can't make this up. And she's admitting that, yo, this dude ain't even on the level, a high level as you. But yet she's like, oh, I just can't share you this and that. It's just something about you. Listen, all caps aside, no caps intended, that's bullshit. Homeboy was being nice with y'all. I ain't putting out no effing disclaimers. See, I almost cursed. I caught myself. I'm not putting out no disclaimers. We are grown people. Assimilate or die. Because the way how this stuff is coming in is going to be back to the old ways with a little slight twist to it. I ain't here to be nice to you. You ain't gotta like me. I did a podcast not too long ago on authorized eavesdropping. Very good podcast. It's called Polygamy versus Ponygamy. I'm gonna repeat: polygamy versus ponygamy. All right. For all those that say it's not gonna work, like the brother said. Just admit your ass is scared. You saying it's not going to work and you didn't even try it. All right. Or you want to only use that you saying you haven't seen examples. That's, again, all caps aside, no caps intended. That's bullshit. You do not want to see examples. He just gave you Utah, okay, Arizona. I could go down a list of places, and as quiet as it's kept, it's happening here in New York. We're in New York. It's happening here on a big scale, but it's so taboo. You got people that feel that they have to hide it from you. You watching that chick and be like, oh, I feel sorry for her. She ain't got no man. So you think, all right, if you don't look too sharp, she might have your man and you might not even know it. Okay, so let's not go there. That's all I got to say on it, because people gonna get tight. I don't got time to pacify women or men with their bullshit, and people gonna get mad at me. And those men, the men especially, that saying that's not gonna work, brother. You making me wonder if you are alpha or you are beta. Okay, if you're a beta, that's fine. It's okay to be a beta. It's okay to be a beta. You can still find your woman, do what you got to do, but let the alphas do what they need to do. Don't doubt and downgrade the alpha because you're not on that level. Okay, that's all I got to say. I'm gonna leave it alone.
All right.
I know you might not like that, yo, Malaka. I know you might not like that, but I got to keep it real. Listen, I can't sugarcoat it,
brother. I don't have a dog in this fight. I you know, I have a husband. You know, we're good. I'm the host of the show. I don't really have a.
Yo, I'm gonna say it like this: the age of monogamy, whether y'all like it or not, is dying. The age of monogamy is dying. Yo, hold on, let me get closer.
Listen,
it's dead. No, it's dead.
This show,
it's dying. It's on life support. Wait. You're a nurse. They pumping saline solution to the vein of monogamy to keep the heart beating, hoping that they find a blood donor. It's done.
Shalom, brother Armand.
It's done. Y'all know it's done. Y'all know it's done. Come on.
This show is about single brothers and single sisters, okay? I brought the single brothers on here so you single sisters who are looking for a husband can hear what they have to say, and vice versa. Hopefully, some single sisters are going to be joining me next weekend on the same topic. And we're going to listen to the sisters and what they have to say if they don't back out, okay? If y'all don't get scared and back out of the conversation.
Hold on. Wait. Real quick. Before you do that.
Yes.
Before you do that, I got you on this. I got you. Real quick, ladies and men that got a lot to say. The sister put her email in the chat. She's going to put it again, okay?
I am.
This topic will be a brief topic that will continue on her podcast. She is starting a podcast, okay? Most likely it will be next week before she does the one with the females. So the females give her their opinion. Y'all tune into the podcast. So what y'all need to do now is send her your email. Also, the next thing y'all have to do, because we talked about a lot of key things. You had 3 brothers gave you insight, and the moderator, she gave her insight a little bit. You need to subscribe to Maccabeestv. She have a lot of health products to get you in order, okay? Like, call it shameless plug, whatever. We're going to do this first. You got to get these items. A lot of y'all, cocky ain't working, and your pum dry up like the damn Sahara Desert. Get your stuff done right now. So contact her, email, and put the link for your herbs or whatever you have it on so they could contact you. Could you do that now, please? Because they need to get this. Type in your website now.
Sure. You know what? I'll do better than that. I'll share the website. Give me 1 second, Joel.
That's right. Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Now we're talking. We're gonna do this.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. You show how it look. Show the website, because y'all gonna need to get certain herbs, especially for y'all men that do want to be in polygamy. You're gonna have to stay up longer. You understand what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to get some of these items. That's number one. You're into the
You
polygyny
know,
and polygamy.
we might need to do a live on brothers who are suffering in silence. No,
Suffer in
I mean,
silence.
listen. I cannot tell you. I have an 800 number, as a lot of you guys know, because you guys call my phone, and the phone calls that I get, right, and the brothers are suffering in silence from a
Mm-hmm.
lot of physical ailment, and they're not talking to anybody because there's too much pride,
You
right?
know why? They rather
Uh,
go buy rhino and stag and
right,
then quick fix to get the cocky
right.
stiff. No, they don't want to get their stuff right. Go to her site. She got stuff from. Make it simple. Go to her site, get stuff for men. You know who you are if you suffering in silence. See, stop sugarcoating shit for them. Excuse my
Well, no,
language. Stop sugarcoating it.
well,
Go to her site. No, we gonna keep it simple. Go to her site and get the product.
because a lot of times they don't know what to get, brother. That's the
That's
problem.
the point of you giving your email.
I have had people who have been watching my content for years and still don't know they're suffering from prostate cancer or prostate enlargement and still haven't figured it out yet. You know what I mean?
And they watch you. You said, right?
And they watch. Yes, I have brothers who tell me I've been watching you for a few years, and it's the simple things like diabetes or prostate. And how many of these videos I have on my channel
Hold on,
regarding
Malika. What is
prostate?
that? What is that?
What?
A man that's watching you for years.
Right.
Know you have video. You know what that is? That's a beta male.
Well, there you go.
Then they
There you
stuff
go.
don't need to be working. Leave the women for us alpha males. That's all. If they
Now,
watch you and still don't know to get the product, let them fall to the wayside. I want you to put the website in the chat. You put it in the chat already?
yeah, I'm about to share it. Give me 1 second, Joel. Hold on. About to share my screen. Here we go. There's a website there. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for those of you. Hold on. Having medical issues, because a lot of you brothers are looking for wives, but your health is failing. That's another topic maybe for next time. Here's my website here. It's called Grassroot Botanicals, and it's an herbal website. Okay, for those of you who are sick and tired of popping pills every day. Some of you guys don't mind popping pills because it's easier. You don't have to do the work to get better. You know, you rather put all of the Burger King and McDonald's and Pizza Hut in your body and pop a pill and feel better temporarily. So here it is. Lots and lots of herbs I've even made available to you guys. For those of you who don't want to do it yourself, I have made the herb myself. And so all you have to do is just open the bottle and drink it. That's it. There it is. There's quite a few of these available for you guys. Let me go back there. So I'm going to put the link in the chat for the website. And that's something else that I wanted to address is the fact that you have brothers who, I think my brother Nasik dropped out of the maybe he had to go. I really didn't plan on staying on here too long, and maybe the brother had something to do. But he's no longer in the room. But let me just address this, and then we're gonna close out the live. You have a lot of brothers, and we're gonna address the sisters next week, right? But you have a lot of brothers who you're looking for a wife, you're looking for this, you're looking for that, you're looking for this, but then your health is failing. You have diabetes, you have kidney problems, you have hypertension, you have all type of medical issues, but you're looking for a wife. It's time to fix yourself first, brothers. And I'm talking about young brothers in their 30s and 40s and 50s, because 50s and 60s, you're still young. You're single, you're looking for a woman, but your health is failing. And I've seen brothers who are looking to have a polygyny relationship, but your health is failing. You're on medication, you have kidney disease, you have all type of stuff. Why aren't you working on, how could you raise a family brother, if you're toxic, when you have a whole slew of illness happening, a whole bunch of sickness, your kidney is failing, your heart disease, your high blood pressure, all of this stuff, you looking to have multiple wives and children and this, that, and that. That's a whole toxicity going on there. You got to work on yourself first before you look to have all this other stuff that you're looking for. How you going to take care of your wife and kids if your health is failing? And I always say, somebody who allow themselves, anybody, I'm not talking about just a brother now, I'm talking about men and women, anybody who allow themselves to their health just fail. You have all type of liver disease and kidney failure and this, that, and the third. You are dealing with some type of mental health issue. Okay, if you sit around for years and allow yourself, your health, to fail, and you haven't done anything about it, you're dealing with a mental health issue, because sickness begins in the mind, man. That's where it all begins. You got to get the mind right first before you're able to get the body right. Let me bring the brothers back in the room, and then I'm just going to ask the brothers to just close out, anything extra that you guys want to say before I go, and then we'll just close out. Starting with brother Zahab. My brother Nasik, he dropped out. Pardon, my apologies, brother. I don't know what happened, but he dropped out. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out. And starting with my brother Zahab, is there anything else you want to say before we close? Just any closing thing you want to say before we go. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm out and about, so you might hear some background noise. First and foremost, I want to thank the Most High for blessing me, giving me life in the name of Hamashiach Yahushai. Thank you, sister, for bringing me on your program. I want to thank the people who have supported me in the past. I wrote and directed a short film called Karagma, which will be coming out in 2021. For the people who supported me, have faith. The film and the project will be out. I know y'all saying, hurry up, brother. What's going on? Where is it? It's coming. All right, it's coming. You could reach me on.
Could you share the website, the link?
Well, the if you want to reach out to me on Facebook, the page is Maroon Warrior Pictures. That's on Facebook. If you want to reach me on Instagram, it is Maroon Warrior Pictures. Also on Instagram. Same thing for that's the company. And on YouTube, it's also Maroon Warrior Pictures. I haven't done a show in a while, but I will be doing a show to end the year, start off the so-called new year. We know it ain't the new year. And yeah, that's it. Let's open the chat to get riled up. This is just a healthy discussion that we have.
You're breaking up, brother. I don't know if you changed position or, but you are very choppy right now.
All right. And thank you, sis. I appreciate it. And the Most High bless everybody on the chat. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining me, brother. All right. Brother Joel Benjamin, do you have anything else that you have to say before we go?
Yeah. Real quick, I want you to put your email. I need you to put your email in the chat again. We're going to do this the right way. Put your email in the chat, because you have the podcast coming out. Because when you do the live stream with the ladies, they have more to work on. Because you have the new podcast coming out. I need y'all to go to her email, so she has your email, so you can get the link for when the podcast come. Okay, to continue this topic is going to continue on her podcast. That will be leading in to the live stream that's going to be on Sisters of the Maccabees, and most likely on Maccabeestv, which we're on here now. Okay, and you put it already?
Yep.
All right, got it. I see it there. So what y'all need to do is copy that link down, all right, and send the sister your email address, or let her know you're interested, so she can email you the new link for the podcast. All right. Number two, Number 2, y'all gonna make sure y'all share the video. And if you haven't already, hit the like button. Like some of y'all stick breaking your ears, hit
I
the
don't
like
know,
button.
brother. The sisters might have gotten a bit intimidating, man.
Sorry, what happened?
I said
Intimidated with what?
The sisters might have got, with this conversation here.
No. It's nothing. Wait, let me finish. They'll be all right. Listen, stop pandering to these people. They'll be all right. Let me finish. Anyway, what the next thing y'all gonna do is because y'all know I deal with stuff with health and all that too. So I don't rock with nobody that ain't the truth, for the people that know me. So this sister, her products do work. I rock with her. So you want to make sure you get the products. So what I need you to do is put the website in the link one more time again, please. Y'all gonna go there and y'all gonna get those products. That's what you're gonna do. All right. Especially y'all men and y'all women that need to get y'all sexual functions in order. Period.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because let me share something for the brothers who have been I had a couple of brothers asking me about this product here.
The one with the rhino? The one with the rhino?
Yeah, yes. Listen, brothers are busy. They work several jobs, and they don't have. Sometimes brothers don't have time to make the stuff. So that's why I try to accommodate by making it for them. Hold on, let me share my screen for a second.
Please do, because she made it easy for y'all, man. She made it very easy for y'all. Yeah, like I said, you ain't even gotta go through all that. Just tell them, yo, this is what it is. It works. Get it. She made it easy for you. That's that. Ain't nothing else.
I like to show and prove.
No, definitely show them.
So on this website belonged to my husband. It's called wakeupjacob12.com. And there's a drink here that I made for anybody, for anybody, man and woman. But for the brothers who are suffering, and I know I keep saying this, but y'all don't understand the phone calls that I get from brothers, right? The brothers who are suffering from erectile dysfunction, this is a drink that you can drink on a regular basis, because it has a lot of ginger in it. And ginger, let me let y'all see my face. Hold on. Can you guys see my face? Ginger is extremely important for circulation in the body. And erectile dysfunction is a symptom of not so good circulation, right? When the blood is not circulating properly in the body, that is going to cause issues with your manhood, okay? And it's also you're at risk of a heart attack and a stroke, all right? So this drink right here, I put together for brothers because it helps with circulation. It has raw ginger and turmeric in there, along with other stuff, okay? Not only is it good for the brothers that are suffering from erectile dysfunction, it's also good for the respiratory system, all right? It's good because that's what ginger and turmeric does as well. It's good for the respiratory system and the circulatory system, all right? So there you go. And while I'm at it, I'll just give me 1 second. I'll drop the link in the chat. And I'm going to say this again. The only reason I make these things is because brothers ask for them. Not just brothers. People ask for them, period. People say they're too tired or too lazy to make certain things, and they want me to make it for them. And so there it is.
All right. Yeah. Real quick, that's also good for women that you be having your cramps or whatnot, the whole period flow. That's also good for you as well. One of the main things that's good for you in that is the turmeric. All right. So I just had to put that out there.
That's true. Both the turmeric and the ginger, because when a woman is having cramps, she's having a lot of, she's having circulation problem. The blood is stagnant.
That's right.
And the ginger and the turmeric is extremely beneficial as well. And a lot of people are not getting, they're not doing it themselves. It's like you have to force them to do it.
That's okay. That's what you're here for. You're gonna do it for them. They just need to buy it from you. That's it. And not for nothing. Y'all better hurry up and get that. You're lucky it wasn't my ass selling it. She's giving y'all a good price on that. I'm telling y'all now. You know how expensive real good turmeric, because she used high quality stuff. You know how
And
expensive real
organic
turmeric is?
natural ginger, because y'all see the ginger in the
Come
store.
on.
I gotta go search for them good, natural ginger, not
Come
them big
on.
gigantic stuff that they
Yo,
have in the store.
y'all need to thank her. That's number one. All right. So to sum it up, y'all make sure y'all hit up the website. Y'all make sure y'all hit up the email so you could be abreast. All right, because she'll have the email list. She's gonna let you know when the podcast is coming out. Not only that, for all y'all women and men, I got something to say. Y'all gonna listen to that podcast. Then when she do the live with the females to have they say, she's going to make a next podcast on that again, and then hopefully we could come all together. But you have to make sure you hit up her email. And for those, y'all know who you are. Stop capping. And even if you don't, let me be clear. Even if you don't need this product, you might think you don't need this product. Maintenance and prevention is always better than cure. So buy it and use it. That's it. Joel Benjamin 528 on everything. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Joel Benjamin 528. Holla at me. They call me aka the Hebrew wizard. That's okay. I deal with spirituality, health, and controversial topics. Let's leave it as that.
All
Thanks
right.
to you. Thank you for having me on the show. Salute to Maccabees TV and Sisters of the Maccabees.
Yes, I appreciate you
And
guys.
the two other brothers, salute to y'all. Really appreciate
I
their
was trying to bring
perspective and their
everybody on,
breakdown.
but you know what? Let me see if I can. So, Brother Nasik is back in the building, and I'm gonna ask him to if there's anything else that he wants to say. There you go. Okay, all right, there you go, Brother Nasik. There you go. Anything that you want to say before we go?
Well, first of all praises and all thanks to the Most High. Thank you for hosting this event, for having us, for asking pertinent and relevant questions and giving us the platform to be able to speak directly to our people. I hope that there was edification to be had. I hope that there may have been clarification wherever there was confusion. Hopefully there is stability. This is a good foundation for us to continue this discussion, and not only for the sake of just hearing ourselves speak, but with the intent of putting these things into action so that we can manifest ourselves into a better culture, a better people. I learned a lot listening to the brothers speak, their perspectives, reading some of the comments. I've learned a lot. I appreciate it all. I have more learning to do. I have more praying to do. I have more actions to put forth. And I think that this was a time well spent on this Yom Rishon. And again, I thank you.
All right. No, you're welcome, brother. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I have one brother email me, just one. The sisters, hey, I don't see any sisters emailing me. I got one email from a brother so far. Just check my email. I got one email from a brother. That's it. That's all I
Don't
have right
worry,
now.
they will. They will. As soon as the show is over, they will email you because they're gonna want to listen to that podcast. So when you do the live, they're gonna come on the live. Oh, they're gonna be there. Trust me.
I'm surprised the sisters don't have, come on, sister. I know you guys have a lot to say. I see y'all on Facebook in action, we got to get to the bottom of why it is that some of y'all are single, some of y'all is baby moms. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but there is this total dysfunction in our community, and we have to get to the bottom of it. We have to want change, man. This is getting out of hand. There are single brothers looking for a wife. There's single women looking for a husband. We got to find our way together. Listen, we're in the middle of a fake pandemic, and sisters are. Listen, when
hold on. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
What?
Don't say that.
What?
YouTube. Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm telling you, don't say that.
I know. I know.
Don't want to get the channel pulled. Take my word for it.
I'm going to ask a single question to the sisters. When you're all alone out there on your own, left to fend for yourself, right? What's going to happen to you and your children if you have children? When you know, things are going off in the street and you're left alone out there. Some of you guys have no skills. You know, some of you guys have no skills to take care of yourself. You don't know how to survive. You don't know the basic skills of survival skills, right? What's going on? And that goes for the brothers too. A lot of brothers don't have the basic survival skills. We got to talk about this. We have to, you know. I was raised in a household with men. And when I was looking for a husband, the qualities that I saw in my uncle, my brothers, my dad, you know, my grandpa, those are the qualities that I look for in a husband. A man who is industrious, a man who can use his hand and do physical work, building. If the door is broken, he can fix it. If something, you know what I mean? And if you can't do it, learn. Listen, these are qualities that I was raised with, and whatever I wasn't raised with, I learn on my own. We can do it if we put our mind to it. We can't just sit around here and just be dysfunctional all day. All right, this conversation shall continue. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'm looking for the email from the sisters, and if you know, brothers too. Brothers are trying, you know, brothers are sending me email. I'm waiting for the sisters. All right, thank you, brothers, and you know, hopefully we'll talk again on this live again. If you guys want to come back, you're welcome to join me again. All right, thank you guys for joining me, and like I said, maybe we'll see you sisters on here next weekend.
I made this during the pandemic, y'all.
To unleash the full power of the federal government through this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency.
Let's go!
Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try. Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try.
The curses, the plagues, is it all a dream? Nope. The curfew, the troops, the world's on quarantine. Damn. The social, the 6 degrees of separation. The troubles of Jacob, the need for preparation. My vision is focused, I won't speed a rush. And if there's hate in your blood, then you need a flush. Yes, the priest is back, the Most High be praised. I'm making them sick, this song is 5G waves. As real as they come, won't find no fugazi. A man amongst men, so Gail and Oprah hate me. And Jesus had warrants. Paul wrote letters to Corinth. And Esau is red, and Donald Trump is orange. The faces, the gestures, that cat is so comedic. Corona, the virus that plagues us in on Egypt. We were slaves, led away to other gods. I ain't preaching shy, I'm killing them with current laws.
Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try. Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try.
The riches, the fame, is it all for Skrilla? The mask and the gloves so COVID doesn't kill you. The panic, the fear, the news is so fallacious. The eyes lead the brothers, they say it's so contagious. The doctors, the nurses, the need for ventilators. The 1,200 cash they gave to stimulators. The signs and the warnings, don't forget the scriptures. Prevention and cure funded by special interests. Still in the streets, surely. Some say that he's worldly. Flow is sick like why Tekashi got released early. The judges, the lawyers, they say there's no defense. Season 8 Game of Thrones, cause it don't make no sense. And that's the rundown, TV is saturated.